What is going on, guys? It is the Kai Beam Podcast. You already know what it is, man. Episode 26, I believe. That's crazy. 26 episode. But I am your host, Kai Beam, and I said that like three times. Anyway, got my co host, Gardo, and Mr. Elusive, of course. Um,
What's up?
yeah, man. We're going to get straight into it. We have quite a few topics today, so this one might be well over 2 hours, to be honest with you, because we've been consistently hitting that pretty much every time. But yeah, let's get straight into it, man. We're gonna go right into music. I actually listened to Billie Eilish's new album, and I'm gonna tack on another album I listened to as well. I just didn't feel like typing it all out. But yeah, her new album that came out like last week, I believe, it's called Happier Than Ever. And I just have like a little blurb here of my thoughts, so I'm just gonna like summarize a little bit. I just want to start by saying I started listening to her music by pure coincidence because initially, when I first saw her, she was just. I just found her strange, to be frank with you. I remember I was on Facebook one time, and this was before I really started listening to her, way before. It was a while after that. But I remember, I think it was around the time her song, what is it? I'm the bad guy. Is that what it's called? I believe. Uh,
Yeah, bad guy.
yeah, bad guy. And I remember I saw a snippet of it, and I was just like, this shit is weird. Like, I was just like, it's like, what is the meaning behind this? And I just was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. So I initially, as the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover, because much later I ended up listening to her first album and then some of her other songs, and I was like, okay, she's actually pretty talented. So with this project, it's alternative pop, so if you're into that kind of stuff, I'd say listen to it. It's pretty damn good. I like the way she sings. She has a great tone. It almost seems like she's like whenever she's singing, it's like she's whispering to you. It's kind of interesting. She has her own style for sure, and it's always cool when like Travis, for instance, like when you hear yeah or some shit like that, it's like fucking that's Travis's signature shit, like, or it's lit, shit like that. Like, you hear their voice and you know it's them, and I think she has that. And yeah, I think overall it was just a really cohesive, great album. She touched on things about like uh, love to just society in general, how unfair it is, and then her own struggles with her like body and her personal image and shit like that. And I think it was tastefully done. I think she did a really great job. My standout tracks were "I Didn't Change My Number," "Oxytocin," "Goldwing," "Haley's Comet," "Overheated," "Everybody Dies," and "Therefore I Am," which I think is a good indication. I'm just saying those are my favorites. I'm not saying the rest of the songs are like bad or anything. I'm just saying those are my standouts for me, and those were a lot. That's a lot of tracks considering the amount of tracks were actually on the album. So yeah, I'd definitely say if you like alternative pop, just go ahead and give a listen. I just want to quickly say I listened to Mariah the Scientist album as well. That one, uh, like the first half of it, I was kind of like, but the second half was pretty good. I felt like the first half, in my opinion, was kind of mid. Second half was pretty good. I didn't like I said, I just didn't put my blurb on here. I think she's another artist. She's kind of on the newer side. Um, the reason I felt like it was kind of mid is because like I feel like it sounded like things I've heard before, and that's not to say that artists don't draw inspiration from all these different places. Shit, I do too. Like, right, as an artist, you do that, but it's just sometimes where you just hear someone and you're like, that kind of sounds like this person, and it's just kind of like, you know, you just heard it before. But overall, I thought the album was pretty good too. She was more on like R&B, rappy, hip hop type shit. So if you're into that, I'd give it a listen. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up the music side of things. So did you want to get into the RTX stuff?
Well, I just wanted to say, like, I think Billie Eilish just like her music kind of varies because it bounces. It's very popular on TikTok. I'll say that for sure because
Right, right.
every time I'm there, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of the fact that it's on my For You page, but it just she's. I at least see her once a day. I'm on TikTok, and whether it's her music or the fact that for some reason people keep zooming in on her titties, I don't know. But Yeah, there. I mean, there's that. I
Oh
think
no.
before she had this certain kind of rap, where people were saying that her music was like "I'll fuck your dad" kind of music, which I don't know what that means, but
Me either. That's what.
I definitely do like her music. Like "Bad Guy" was the song that I actually wanted in Cyberpunk because of the fact that it works so well with it. Like it just had that same vibe. I haven't listened to the album yet. I have actually listened to "Therefore I Am." But yeah, I like that one too. But
Yeah,
speaking
I definitely say check it
of,
out. And I also wanted to say, just
yeah,
because I feel like I was a little disrespectful to Mariah this side, her new album is called Rye Rye World. Just so you guys know, you want to give it a listen. Just want to say that. Continue.
it sounds like Riri. But yeah, no, I will say that recently, my friend had sent me a link to this thing called RTX Voice, which is NVIDIA's answer to noise cancellation that includes like background removal. If you guys have heard our last couple podcasts, or at least the last 25, there are people yelling outside of my apartment all the time. In fact, and here's a funny story I wanted to tell you guys. Yesterday, when I was talking to a client, I heard some guy just yell for someone. He was like, please. He said, I'm not asking for much. I just need someone to suck my dick.
What
And I
the
was like,
fuck?
what?
What the fuck? Oh my
Imagine my
god.
face
Oh my
when
god.
when my client actually saw or heard that. His face, my face was like, oh, what the. But yeah, this guy was just like, please, I'm not asking for much. I just need my dick sucked. He said, who can suck my dick? And I was like, man, this is
What?
some Florida, this is some Florida shit right here.
Oh
And I
my
mean, it's
god.
a semi funny, it's a semi funny story because this guy started getting real aggressive with it. I don't know who he was talking to because I couldn't hear the person's other voice, but he was walking around and he was like, on your knees, knees. And I was like, yo, I said, someone might need to call the cops on this guy. This guy's wilding too much.
What the fuck, bro?
But yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, if you end up getting the NVIDIA RTX voice, you and your loved ones or your friends will not have to hear other people asking for fellatio or oral while you're talking to them on mic. There you go.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that for sure. Because much like you were saying earlier, yeah, it sucks when we're talking and fucking ambulances go by and cop cars and shit. You can just blaring their sirens. It's like it's just
I don't have to worry about that shit. I don't
yeah.
have that shit.
Lucky you. I have to deal with that shit every day, nigga. Every fucking day.
Every day.
It never fails.
That's
Never
what happened when I live in
fails.
the middle of a city.
True. 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 True.
I just live in a town, but it's a shitty town. Anyways, I feel like it definitely does save up on actually having to get sound
Uplifts
isolators. A
and
little, yeah. Because sometimes who knows if you want to like record your voice or something or uh just do whatever, you're gonna want some peace and quiet
Right.
that's
to
true.
come through the mic. So there's no harm in this software right here. It's about time, honestly. So
Yes, sir. I agree. I will definitely be looking into that. It's just so limited.
Do you have to have a RTS graphics card for that to work on your PC, or does that just work with?
let me see. Because if it is, yeah. Let's
Oh
see.
well, yeah.
I
If
don't
it is,
think it.
it'd be asked out for sure.
Okay, no, it says to use RTX voice, you must be using a NVIDIA GTX or RTX graphics card. Update
Yeah.
410.1018 or 410.18 or
Well,
newer. So which one do
whatever
you
fucking.
got?
I don't have any of the newest graphics card. I still have a GTX, so no.
No, you're good. It said GTX, either a GTX or an RTX graphics card, so you can still
Okay.
use it.
Yeah. So see,
Uh,
I'm the one who's asked out here because I don't even have a graphics card.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
there are apps that support it too. You got OBS, you got Streamlabs, XSplit Podcaster, and Gamecaster, Twitch, Discord, Google Chrome, BattleNet Chat. Don't know what that is. Sounds Chinese. WebEx sounds communist. Skype, Zoom, Slack, Teams, and Steam Chat. So yeah, all those things right there. I don't know what it was before, but I felt like it was messing up my Skype. But it seems to be good now. I mean, you guys can hear me pretty clear.
yes, sir. You sound
Yep.
clear. Clear as usual.
Yep. So there we go.
All right, bet. So where should we go next? I mean, literally anywhere. We have a lot of like movie shit, game stuff.
Oh
I'm
man,
down to go.
we can go into the movie stuff before the games because there's not a whole lot, of course. I guess like Travis Scott is making a A24 film, which honestly I've said in the past couple podcasts that I am such a huge fan of A24. I mean, some of them, not all of them. But I'm excited to see what he can do because his music's about to be all over that thing.
Yes, for sure. And I love me some Travis. He's one of my favorite artists for sure. He's just stylistically, he's just super dope. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. I'll definitely give it a watch for sure.
I just really hope because Travis Scott's, I mean, his appearance, I don't really see him like his face a lot, but he strikes me as someone who wants to be visually colorful with his stuff, and I feel like it would go really well with the movie. I don't know what the movie is going to be called, but I would at least hope that whatever visuals he has when the music is playing is colorful. Because damn, his music is dope.
Yeah. Well, he could just if you can't think of a name, you can just go back to his ad libs. He could just be, yeah, or some shit like.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He probably could. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Realistically though, yeah. Shit, I watch a movie if it was called It's Lit. If it's by Travis, fuck it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch it. Shit.
It kind of sounds like an autobiography, but I mean that's still fine.
Yeah, for sure.
He can't trademark as lit anymore. Everybody says it now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Venom 2. Did you guys see the new Venom 2 trailer?
Yeah,
the second one.
I did.
Dude, that shit
It's actually
awesome.
I prefer that is way better than the first one.
Yeah,
I mean,
the symbiotes
Yeah.
actually look good. The first one, you didn't even know what the fuck was going on with that, honestly.
no.
And they also like got that stupid hair that Woody Allen had in the first movie. Woody Harrelson. Yeah, him had in the first movie. They want to change his hairstyle. I kind of like his second hairstyle now better.
Yeah, he looks just generally a lot better. Man,
Right.
when he transformed into Carnage, I was like, oh shit. Dude, that shit looked grotesque as fuck.
It's kind of weird because they say like the symbiote comes out of Eddie whenever he's transforming, but the symbiote came like it's kind of weird. It's almost as if like Woody Harrelson himself was a symbiote because his transformation is very different.
It's because, as far as I'm aware, what happened, I think they're following that in the comics.
With Carnage, it's part of his blood.
Yeah, it's part of his blood. So he literally is a symbiote, basically.
Right.
So
right,
yeah,
which makes sense.
And there's people that are saying
Venom, he's an outside entity that's just like a parasite stuck to Eddie.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that is true.
I saw people saying they're mixing concepts like from the Absolute Carnage storyline, because if you look in the trailer, he uses his tongue to like inject somebody, and it seems like what he might be doing is like making like Carnage offspring type shit, because that's some shit he did in Absolute Carnage. I don't know if that's a given if they're gonna do that early, but what I do know is with the MCU doing the whole multiverse shit, I'm hoping eventually we get to Null. I think that could be a really cool story. Null is, yeah, with the whole playing the symbiote shit and his Carnage like mixing with the Grendel symbiote, like that shit gets crazy. And then, the stuff Venom's a big part of that obviously too, because Venom is a spawn from Null himself as well. So, yeah, and that's why I always bring up the point of how with Thor 4. Which that finished wrapping up, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned it on the last podcast. I don't know if we did, but
I don't believe so.
I forgot to add it here, but there was some set photos of what Christian Bale looks like as Gore. Dude, he looks fucking sick, bro. Like I can't wait to see.
I saw that too.
He looks sick. So that's what I'm saying. I just keep wondering if the all-black Necrosword, if that's going to be some sort of nudge towards symbiotes appearing in the MCU, which could lead to Venom crossing over and Carnage, and because we want to see Venom and Spider-Man fight Carnage at his absolute worst. So that could be fucking awesome. I can't wait to see that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I think it's gonna be a big step up from the first one. I didn't think the first one was complete garbage. If I had to rate it, I'd still give it like a 7. I think it was above average. There were some things that could have been better, but overall I liked the movie for what it was. It was, it's like a kind of like a buddy cop thing. Venom's just this alien that happens to attach to this nigga who's down bad basically, and
a loser.
Yeah, a loser.
Yeah.
And then they come together and become something greater. So it should be cool to see that dynamic versus Carnage, who's basically just a serial killer asshole who likes killing people. So
yeah. I some people were saying, which I agree, is that this version of Venom Carnage is not a Tom Holland villain, which makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, these guys are here not to play, to kill and feast, and I feel like Tom Holland would get his ass whooped as Spider-Man. I feel like this is more of an Andrew Garfield kind of villain. Like I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that, but I mean, you know how
I can see the age differences for sure. Like it's not like,
but not just the age differences, like the fact that Tom Holland Spider-Man isn't as experienced with stuff like that,
and also he's more PG. He's more PG with his kind of Spider-Man. True. Or PG-13 with his kind of Spider-Man stick anyway. While like Andrew Garfield kind of Spider-Man stuff, like people literally died every time in his shit. Like the first real death that Tom Holland really experienced was like Tony Stark.
Right.
Kind of death.
Yeah. So, if we're following the spoilers, like some of the shit, like plot leaks, oh no, Tom's gonna experience some death here soon. And it might be, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, just click ahead if you don't want to hear it. It might be losing Ned here. So,
yeah. Someone said it might be Aunt May.
Nobody's going to be missing Ned.
Oh, come on, bro. I will miss Ned. I think they worked well together.
He was a very good side character.
No, he is, but like that's the thing with good sidekicks like that. Spider-Man is pretty much outgrowing him now. He's getting to the big leagues, even though like he did the few sessions of the Avengers, but eventually he is outgrowing Ned anyway, and Ned isn't really offering anything to him now, considering he's still got like the entire Tony network now working for him. So
I mean,
like it's one of those
kind
of thing that you're outgrowing your sidekicks anyway.
Well, that's also the thing is because of the fact that we have no idea what the fuck is going on with No Way Home. As far as what to expect, because I am a firm believer that he might distance himself from the Avengers. It might be a solo. Something traumatic might happen, i.e. Ned dying. We have no idea, to be honest.
For real. Because, I mean, honestly, we're already talking about Spider-Man. Like, I posted it here. So, Kirsten Dunst and who we assumed to be Deborah Ann Walsh from Daredevil, although she's trying to say, no, that wasn't me, but it's like, come on, man. A lot of you guys are saying, no, that's not me. Like, I'm not a part of it. Like, stop. Like,
that is honestly really weird because of the fact that I have never seen Deborah Ann or Kirsten Dunst. I would not expect those two to be anywhere near each other. Like,
exactly.
That's kind of weird. Usually, what they do is they have them hidden. That's what Marvel's been doing now. These guys have cultist cloaks wearing. So
right.
I don't know.
Cause shit, isn't that what they did for Evan Peters? I'm pretty sure they had to hide.
They did it for Evan Peters. They did it for Evan Peters. They did it for Lady Loki or Sylvie. Yeah, Jonathan Majors. They do it for every character who they want to do a reveal, so that not even the people who work there know. It's only like the top level people, because I mean, let's be honest, people leak this stuff so much that they're tired of it. They're like, yeah, fuck you guys. Not even the employees are gonna find out. You'll find out when we find out. So
right. I mean, that's the
and even when they're editing, Kevin Feige has a gun pointed at their heads, saying, "If you even share this motherfucker, I will spread your brains like butter. If you leak this shit again." That's why Tom Holland's nervous now.
No, that's what makes it
extra
even
nervous.
funnier. Because, like, you remember when they were, like, asking Andrew Garfield about that? Every time he would look off screen, I'm just like, yeah, that's Kevin
That's
Feige.
your fucking sniper.
Yeah, that's fucking Kevin Feige with the gun right there.
Right in the crowd waiting for his ass. Say a word, man. Say a word, I dare you.
Kevin Feige got that Desert Eagle with the suppressor on it.
I dare you to say a word, man. We'll cut your part out of this movie so fast you won't even believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Which leads me to the next thing is like there's rumors going on that there will be no Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
Honestly, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that
because like
that
will temper my expectations.
Yeah,
exactly.
It'll create even more buzz around the movie. Now everybody want to go and see that shit just because.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean,
which makes me wonder how they would advertise it.
No, true.
Just put the poster there that says Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters this day. Go see it.
I mean, that is
people will go see
and
it.
I mean, they have been they're like the kings of like TV spots, so they can do like something minuscule and just be
right.
Like Spider-Man
and hell, they
could
just make it where it's like a live action. I mean, not a live action, real world based shit where like Peter is like kind of like the Audi commercial, but just like Peter and Ned hanging out doing something stupid, and then you say Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's not in about the movie. It's just them like hanging out. Remember how they did that Audi commercial when he had to go and do his driver's license shit? But of course, it shouldn't be something like a sponsorship. It just be something like them just hanging out, and then
like a teaser.
You just slap the name, a teaser, and then just slap it. Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters this day.
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with that. Move that they do if they do that. I mean, Spider-Man is a very big franchise. It's up there between Superman and Batman.
People will go see it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Spider-Man is widely known. Like even people who don't follow this shit know who Spider-Man is. Everyone knows Spider-Man, dude. Yeah, I'm okay with it because honestly, December is right there, bro. It's already August, like.
And it's weird that Sony themselves haven't released a trailer. It makes you wonder what kind of gun they have on their head because of the fact that they haven't. Because Sony likes spoiling their movies and their trailers. They haven't made nothing. Yeah. It's astonishing, my guy.
Sony will be the guys who would like show you an entire freaking trailer, and you've basically already watched the entire movie just from seeing the damn trailer.
Yeah, they'd show like this. But I feel like at this given time right here, we would have at least gotten trailer 3, where they would have teased one of the other Spider-Man. They just would have teased it, but we haven't even gotten that. It's just oh man, this movie can either be really good or it can be really bad. We have no idea. I think they're really trying to put their soul into this, seeing as this is going to be the second Spider-Man 3, because they never have good luck with the third entries of the film franchise. So who knows? Who knows? I'm all for it. I can't wait. Just release the fucking movie.
You talking about bad trailers just reminded me, oh god, of Batman v Superman. Remember when they were like, look, Doomsday, and it was like, why? Why? Why would you do that?
That was like the biggest plot. This shit, I just kept that like under wraps, and somehow they just smacked that shit right in the middle of the damn trailer. They thought it was like, freaking movie.
Yeah, they're doing Thanos, but look, we're doing Doomsday. It's like, nigga, why would you show that though? Like, what?
Exactly.
I feel like that's the one thing I do not like that Zack Snyder did, because not only did he say that that's not the real Doomsday, there's another Doomsday out there. I was like, you can't do it again, because the whole point is that Superman dead.
They can do it again, but this time around they just can't fucking kill Superman. They gotta that's the problem. They could just do it like they did. What was that? It wasn't Reign of Superman, the movie before Reign of Superman, where like Doomsday came and went entire gauntlet on the Justice League.
Yeah, but Superman has to die though. Like that's true. That's one of the things. It's like, if you bring in a certain character, it has to happen in the sequence of events that happened before. Either it just doesn't work.
Right, and this time, if they're gonna do where Superman dies, then he really has to stay there permanently. This time around, they ain't no coming back from that. So they could make it in the vein like All-Star Superman, where after he fights Doomsday, then he try to go and reabsorb radiation to replenish himself, but that doesn't work. He gets radiation poison instead, and just have like a few more years to live.
I
So
mean,
that's
I
what
mean,
that's
we're
who
going to
also works.
multiverse territory, so they honestly could do that. And then when the multiverse collapses and everything joins together, they could just have a new Superman or whatever the
Right.
fuck they're doing.
And just have a different Superman
Yeah.
in the continuation. They have done that like multiple times because like
Yeah, the
every
two
time
black.
like they have a yeah, every time they have a Superman, even in the comics, like just a little bit, you see like a different iteration of how Clark is. But like even though he's pretty much the same Superman, but like he's a little bit different in just some tiny bit of like even if, just from the costume design or something a little bit different, like shows with his just from a deviation of just to show that the timeline has been reset.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that kind of goes into the Flash, because I thought, well, I couldn't see the picture that they were talking about. It just showed the Flash outfit with this new costume.
Right.
Uh, yeah, he looks more Injustice like just because like the way his cowl looks. I mean,
Because they said
he looks buff. He looks buff and skinny at the same time. It's really hard to
Yeah, Gage. I mean,
kind of say.
I like the
Yeah,
way it looks though. It looks pretty dope.
they said Batman is the one who's gonna be designing that new costume that he has though. Not
yeah.
old Batman, but like
Yeah, Ben
uh
Affleck's Batman.
Ben
Ben
Affleck's
Affleck.
Batman,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he
Well,
does
which have
that.
you guys seen the some like behind the scenes filming
Yeah,
that they've done? Like,
his bike cycle or whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. His bat cycle looks sick.
Although
he looks pretty happy.
Yeah, he
yeah,
does.
I kind of like that because like it seemed like just from like the Snyder cut and everything that happens in there, like it kind of gave him like a new,
Like reignited
it,
him.
yeah, it
His
reignited
passion for that character.
his
Yeah.
spirit and like passion to play Batman, and I kind of
Yeah,
like that
Yeah,
because
me too.
same.
He's my
yeah,
favorite on-screen Batman thus far. We'll see how
because
Mr.
he's an
Patterson.
awesome Batman, bro. He's
He
like
is.
great. He's like a great Bruce Wayne and a freaking awesome Batman.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be nice seeing him and possibly Michael Keaton to interact with each other, because Michael Keaton,
Right.
I said it before last time, is like he's coming back as Bruce Wayne. He looks like an older Bruce Wayne. Like this
Right.
he
guy aged,
does.
Right.
He
so
aged right
it's
into
gonna
that
be,
role again.
Yep.
yeah, it's gonna be nice seeing him come back like that. I don't know if Grant Gustin is gonna be in the movie because there were rumors that he would make a short cameo because he is bouncing from different multiverses. So who knows? Superman
I kind of
possibly
hope they
being
do.
there. That's a dead theory because Beam, you told me that he said that he's not coming back, which is kind of
Yeah,
sad.
because like, dude, and I was unhappy about that because when he posted that initially, I was like, oh fuck yeah. So I looked up the story and then I just saw that article. I was like, come on, man, like really, why are you giving people hope and then just snatching it away? Like, come on.
I mean, technically they're kind of shooting themselves in the feet because like they should have just left this guy to continue playing Superman, but like
Really,
his plate is
really
already
should.
full already, and just by telling him he's not playing Superman again, just he's like, well, fuck it, whatever. I got all other stuff to do anyway, so
Yeah, yeah.
he just
I think that
still said,
time is over. I think Henry
yeah,
Cavill's actually
he
gone.
doesn't care about that
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, he
I
probably
mean,
care about it, but it's not like he's got other stuff
Yeah, it's like in
that
the back of
that
his
he's
mind.
playing
Like
with.
it's not
Right.
anything that's like pressing. Like he's just like, all right, whatever. Like,
someone said I did hear a rumor that his last appearance might be Black Adam because Dwayne keeps talking about it.
right.
Hang on, let's see.
I mean, like I said, I hope they can work something out, man. He honestly, he made me like Superman. I always thought Superman was, in my opinion, kind of boring. Whenever I would hear about him, just because of, like he's so overpowered that it's like, who can challenge this nigga really? But I liked his depiction of Superman, just in the way we've seen him for the most part. Besides, like maybe Batman and Superman, but who really likes that movie?
Hans Zimmer did a really good job with the soundtrack. I actually downloaded it recently through Apple Music, and I just listened to that. I'm like, man, I feel like I can take off and fly right now. This song is so good. Like, damn. But
Right.
yeah, who knows? Honestly, that's just going to be put in the back of your head if that could even actually happen. It honestly depends on Warner Brothers, which Warner Brothers is just a mess overall. I feel like it takes a certain a certain director to get their dream going, and guess what? Really enough to is the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, boy,
I'm still watching that right now. So I haven't really finished it, but we could talk about it, I guess. Are we gonna talk about it or are we not?
Well, what part are you at?
Yeah,
I'm just right when it got to what's the Starro, when he just started attacking them. When Rick,
so that's
when Ric Flair's about to get his fucking brain shot in because John Cena, Peacemaker character, has been a dick, and like, yeah, you cannot share the secret with the world or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have to really go into spoiler territory, but I mean, you've kind of seen most of it.
Yeah.
Actually, you have seen most of it, but I'll just say that
I really like it though.
It's way superior to the first one. Way superior.
Yeah, which is like something that I feel like is very apparent that someone will actually do is compare the first Suicide Squad to the second one, because I feel like the first one was a clear copy and paste from James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy. Like, they wanted that comedic, we got an ensemble cast, they don't really give a shit and stuff like that, but David Ayer wasn't given the opportunity to have that vision, because again, Warner Brother is a bunch of dumbasses who has no idea how to handle their own properties, so they give us this shit. I'm referring to the first Suicide Squad, and then when James Gunn comes in, he has free reign to do whatever he wants, which, like I said, he did a very good job. Fleshed out the characters, which they had their own backstory, except for Peacemaker, which the only reason why they're doing that is so
because it's a Peacemaker TV show. Yeah. That's what they're going to explore his character at.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like they work so well with each other. Even like Idris Elba, the little rivalry going on with it. Like the funniest scene between those two is when they're literally killing the freedom fighters.
Right.
And fucking John Cena is just walking in front of a guy who's sleeping. He's just like.
Yeah, that shit made me laugh. I know exactly what you're talking about. He literally just cut him up like 7 times. I was like, what the fuck? I had to rewind that shit.
My man. Yeah, I did too. I was like, he's sushi, my man. The only thing that I was just like, how did they not figure out what was going on? Because like, they were kind of loud. They were shooting things that were collapsing,
and no one they were burning people.
And no one heard like the Ric Flair or Rick Flag or whatever, and the leader of the Freedom Fighters didn't hear anything, and they're just like, why can't I hear anything? And they're like, where are my men? We had no idea. Like,
because Wilder, when they introduced both of them as the same character, you gotta talk about he's the most deadliest assassin ever. Anything can be used as a weapon. His dad raised him from a kid to become a perfect killer. Then he went and introduced Peacemaker. She went and introduced Peacemaker with the same introduction, and he's like, wait a minute. You just said it's him as acting about me. He's like, yeah, he's exactly like you.
Yeah, he said, but I do better.
I feel like Amanda Waller really did that just so that she can push him to be a leader and push him to do better, because he wasn't motivated to do anything. He didn't want to be there, so it was really like a push, and she was manipulating from the very start.
She was.
She's
and I like how her character,
she's scary.
What's that lady's name?
Viola Davis.
Yeah, Viola Davis. Man, she plays Amanda Waller so fucking well, bro.
She really does.
So much better now, just because of the fact. Yeah, well, like just my favorite scene, and I marked it as a spoiler for Discord, was when they all went off a mission towards the end, which is you'll get there, but she's tearing into them. Waller is just like, you get the fuck back over here, I'm blowing your motherfucking head off. And like, she's just like,
yeah, she's like losing her mind. Like, I swear, like, she has set parameters, and if you do not follow that shit, you are dead. It does not matter. Yeah. She wants the mission to go out without a hitch. If you fuck up even in the slightest way, you're done. Like, it's just like, damn. Like, she just don't really play, man.
Right.
I legit thought...
The team didn't know.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, go for it.
You go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it was really funny that she was going to use Harley Quinn as part of the first Suicide Squad, which just which was just a ploy to get the second one. Yeah, diversion, because I knew those people were gonna die.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I was like, as soon as I saw that lineup, I was like, this has Deadpool vibes. I was like, watch, they're dead. They're dead.
Yeah, that's like the A-team right there. They're all freaking dead. And what's interesting and funny at the same time was, what's his name? The guy with the silver hair who played Yondu. I forget his.
Michael Rooker.
I forgot I'm talking about like his name that he had in Suicide Squad. But it's funny because he just sat there and watched everybody die.
And he lost his mind. He's doing
his smart shit and trying to run away. And this crazy bitch is trying to get him to go back. What the hell is he gonna do? He's by himself.
Distraction. That's what he's gonna do. She just wanted them all to die, basically.
Yeah, and if Pete Davidson, well, I feel like she made Pete Davidson do that, or she gave him the idea that he could do that, and it fucked him up for everyone, because like they had the whole Corto Maltese like army just fucking shoot him up, like the fact that they had the
so fast.
Yeah, the fact that they had like OG members like Captain Boomerang
dude,
get lit up.
he got fucked.
That made it even better though. That's what made it fun. But I guess you already knew they weren't gonna kill Harley on that beach anyway, so they had to find a way for her.
Yeah, I mean Harley's too big of a character at this point. She's not dying.
Margot Robbie is too big of an actress.
Yeah, too big of an actress, and she's a great Harley Quinn. Honestly, she's great. Like and she embodies that
better
crazy
job.
Shit.
I portrayed her this time around because I think it's because like the Birds of Prey movie, even though like we say that movie's terrible, like it actually did a great job at doing a character development for Harley, because every character development that she had in that movie is what you're seeing right now.
In this current movie of Suicide Squad, because like right off the bat, she just straight up shot that man. That president right in the chest and talk about nope.
I wasn't even expecting that, honestly.
I was expecting it. I was like, she's gonna do something batshit crazy. Watch.
Because if you remember,
I thought she was gonna do it at first.
The entire Birds of Prey movie plot was them protecting a child, and once that man stopped talking about experimenting on kids, I'm like, well, this fool's dead, and that's exactly what happened. Yep. She's like, nope, no children.
Even for her crazy ass.
Right off the bat. I thought she was gonna kill him right off the bat, and then when she didn't, I was just like, okay, this is kind of an interesting turn. But the moment caught me off by surprise when she like just shot him. Maybe it's because of the fact that I looked away for a brief second, and then the shot happened. But I was just like, wow.
I mean, within all her craziness, she still wants to like find love and find happiness. It's just that she's more attuned to now finding red flags when she's like talking to guys now, because it's just she's pretty much like deal with that shit with Joker, and she says she's not going back to that shit anymore. Right. So every time like stuff like that comes up, yeah, she's fast to like pick that up and try to like nip it in the butt real quick.
Yeah.
I just love that her fucking go-to is just to kill them. She was like, yeah, I could have left, but nah. I was just like, that's just
hey, to some people, that's the healthiest thing you can do. You don't have to worry about that person ever again, but yeah, who knows?
That shit was funny, too, when he was dying. She was like, it's just great to see the bad ideas floating away from your head. I was like, this crazy bitch. But I mean, I love Margot Robbie.
Really efficient. I love her scenes whenever she basically just went Rambo in the whole. Yeah, she ate him up. The visuals with it, like James Gunn is
one man army.
They did great. Like, dude, I love how they showcase her acrobatics too. Like,
instead of it being overly gory and having blood splash everywhere, he uses flour to like depict the blood, which made it even more visually like funny and just great. Looking at.
And I think that's literally how she views the world. Honestly, like I think that's her.
Everything
that's
is
how
like
she views it.
Yeah. Rainbows and chocolate with her.
Yeah, it's just like this chick is
rainbows and flower with her. So like,
so many screws loose, man.
Because even while it's raining, she's over here talking about the rain feels like angels peeing on her. I'm like, what's this chick talking about? Like,
yeah, she's fucking crazy.
She's crazy.
She's great.
And she's over here still trying to wonder why Javelin, when they give her the Javelin, talking about who should I carry it for? Like, he's telling you to carry it for him.
Yeah.
In his honor.
And then she's over here smacking this man's face. She's like, hello, finish. I was like, dude, he's fucking dead. Like, what are you doing? Like, what the hell?
She's a really entertaining character, man. Like,
she is. They did great with casting, honestly.
Yeah, no, just overall, like, this is really good. I hope James Gunn comes back for a sequel.
Definitely.
It's one of those things where, like, I really would like them to just take their time with to build and expand, because there's just a lot of pieces that I just want to see happen. It doesn't even have to be in chronological order, because there's one part that apparently Bloodshot had put Superman in the ICU. I don't know why people were flipping out about that, because of the fact he had a kryptonite bullet. Like, he shot him with a kryptonite bullet. Anyone could do that if they had access to it, because Superman honestly lets his guard down when it comes to bullets, because his track record is it doesn't work.
Hurt him, right?
Yeah.
But
so,
I mean, you also gotta be a really decent marksman to actually be able to actually hit him with that. So that's kind of like a notch.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know why people were up in arms about.
One thing I wanted to say though, that I felt like, Izzy, I feel like we talked about it before the movie released, like a while ago. But I understand that Bloodsport is supposed to be like basically Deadshot.
Yeah.
But why did you keep the whole like daughter aspect of it? Like, I don't know. Like,
right.
that just felt kind of weird.
They
like,
kind of recycled that entire
you didn't need. That was so unnecessary. To be honest.
It really was.
Like,
I think it was because, especially because Will Smith wasn't coming back, and they're just like, well, we gotta have some guy come in here.
Shit, right.
Honestly, I'm glad.
They could have done something different though, but oh well.
Well, they did. They did, because he loved his daughter, but also said "fuck you" to her.
Right.
Just like
oh my god.
Yeah, dude, that shit. Whoa. Yeah, dude, that shit
going back and forth and just like straight up like yelling and cursing at each other. I'm like, damn, this man is a terrible fucking father.
Yeah, he's
like what?
So that's the good thing about that is that they actually like say, you know what, we're gonna keep some beats from the first
from the first one, and just have them have like a totally dysfunctional relationship instead of just having that one-sided, like both of them like adore and love each other all that much and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I gotta remember how exactly Will Smith didn't join the second one, because I'm pretty sure it's Margot Robbie, because they fucking.
Yeah, like I think they wanted him to come back, but he just turned it down. Like he just probably either
maybe he's gonna come back for another one, but I don't think if he comes back he's gonna be such a big star, and that he may end up getting killed in that one, because it's the Suicide Squad still. Because he may end up getting killed since he didn't come back for this role. If they like, we already know this shit is gonna be successful as shit, so. There's obviously gonna be another one that's gonna come out, and if he comes back, he's gonna be one of the disposable characters in that one.
Yeah, and I also gotta say too, slight spoiler. I felt kind of bad for Starro, man. Honestly.
Yeah, because even though they set him up as this big villain, alien,
he wasn't behind his actions. He was lashing out at the fact that he'd been experimenting
in prison. In prison for 30 years plus.
Yeah,
that would make somebody go insane too, bro. Yeah. And not only like everybody he attaches to doesn't even have the freedom to roam around, so he can't even like live vicariously through their experience either. Right. They're all locked up. So it's just
definitely the Thinker's fault.
The Thinker was such a douchebag.
It's implied that he molested Starro, like when he would take over people's bodies, because the Starros can feel pain,
right?
Even if it's on people. So they're saying that the Thinker did that, which kind of puts you back to compared to season 4 of Flash. How do you guys feel about this Thinker versus the other one? Because I think they were good villains up until the Flash version did a body swap all the time. Like,
yeah, I think the original DeVoe in Flash was great.
Yeah, he was. And besides, they had time to develop that guy in Flash compared to this guy.
Yeah, this one I felt like it was lacking a little bit of something. Like, I felt like we could have got a little more backstory. But I mean, I know the movie's strapped for time, so they just didn't have much to go on. But I mean, for what it was cool. He was cool.
And also, that DeVoe from Flash seems way more smarter than this thinker.
I felt like that too.
He didn't really get the chance to flex his intelligence, so he was more so like, hey, you're a mad scientist, and he did this in the past, but he doesn't get to, like, he's not doing a thing where he's like thinking every step of the way, because that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was like.
I really thought he was. Oh, my bad for cutting you off, but I really thought he was just playing all of them, and he would have just like at some point and say like, "You freaking idiots!" Obviously, I already thought of everything that you morons were gonna do, and just like straight up like walk away while outplaying them.
Chess moves ahead type shit.
Exactly, but he didn't even do that. So like, and his power is one of those powers that like is really hard to like. If you don't like have a way to show that he outplayed everybody, it's really hard for you to like.
Yeah, it's probably to convey it.
Convey it. Yeah,
that's why honestly, I think they did.
With the use of flashbacks that they've been doing, they could have done that, but I just think he was supposed to be a fodder character. Because I mean, spoiler alert, he's dead. So
I mean, he didn't even. Is the chair a part of his character? Because he didn't even have that either. So
I think it's just part of his equipment.
Which is also kind of stupid that he was like for 20 years plus. You would think he would be running that country instead of like having people give him orders and shit. I guess like this thinker is just like one of those ones that they didn't have like his ambition wasn't grand enough, because if that was like a DeVoe thinker, like he would have been running that Quarter Maltese by himself at this point, because he would just have like everybody in that country starroed. And be controlling.
Well, there are four. I'm looking at it right now. There are four different thinkers. There's Clifford DeVoe, which is like the smartest one. He's the first one. There's Clifford Carmichael, Des Connor. There's an AI, and then there's Gaius Grievous, which is
this one. Gaius Grievous.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll eventually see DeVoe in one of the Flash movies then, whenever his sequel comes out. Yeah. Because he's going to be part of the Rogue Galaxy anyway, so.
It's cool. Yeah, because it's cool seeing how like they also have characters who they go off like their successors. Because there's like, there's Ratcatcher 2, and they're like, what happened to Ratcatcher 1? Oh, he OD'd. Like,
right.
So like it's cool that they're putting that out there. Yeah, it's cool that they're putting that out there, so it kind of tells you that, hey, there could be more of these characters.
Yeah, multiple of the same characters, same abilities.
Which is like, I feel like to Starro, I don't think he's dead. I feel like he could come
back. There may be like, because Starro's like, even like the most smallest part of him can regenerate and create another big Starro anyway. So
exactly.
I think he may be back, and also. Just from saying that, I think like TDK is gonna be back, but he's gonna be more awesome than what is shown over here.
Dude,
but he's not. He's gonna be played by a different character.
His powers because his ability was fucking stupid. This dude was smacking people. I was like, bro, what are you doing? They just looked around and just proceeded to shoot him. I was like, what a fool! What a fool!
So I think there's gonna be another TDK, but this one is gonna have like a more awesome ability where his abilities actually is useful.
I can see that. Maybe he should have some weapons or something. Like, this nigga was just over here smacking people.
What he need to do is go and build out some muscles, bro. Because you would think he would be punching people and they would be flying across the place, but this man was slapping people and they weren't even going anywhere. It's like he was using like a mannequin. Like his hand was like a hand of a mannequin, and he was just like hearing like a hollow boop boop on people's faces. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Like the look on Holly's face is like, what the fuck is that? What's he doing?
Yeah. For real.
Oh man. But
there was a lot of great laughs. I was laughing my ass off. King Shark was another great addition.
King Shark is fucking awesome, bro. Like,
I'm glad they made him more two-dimensional versus just him being Groot again, just shark form.
Right. And two, like, I made a direct comparison because that's what I really didn't like about the first movie was Killer Croc. Like, they did that character so terribly.
They did him terribly because, like, he didn't even look like a Croc. He didn't even look like a Croc at all, bro.
He didn't.
Like, he looked like a black guy with horrible dermatology.
Exactly. Like, Killer Croc is supposed to be more beast than man. I don't think you'd want that nigga on your team because much like King Shark, probably gonna eat you. People. Yeah, he's probably gonna eat you. So.
And you know what? If they do another Suicide Squad, how much you want to bet they're gonna bring Solomon Grundy in this bitch?
Oh, dude, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
I don't know how they get him though, or how they would have him be killed because.
He can't die.
He's undying.
Right?
Yeah, he's pretty much a zombie. But I think that's gonna be the entire gag of everything anyway, where he just continuously kept going in a situation where he would just get blown up, and somehow like they would leave him and he would just keep coming back, Grundy born on Monday, and keep regenerating with stupid ass shit. So it's just gonna be part of the gag.
Yeah, I can see that. That would be great. Actually, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I do hope a third one, is on the horizon, like in a few years. I definitely am looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they have all these things going on, which I like that DC is starting to do, or at least Warner Brothers is actually copying something good and making them into actual television series for HBO Max, because the guy who plays the Miguel in Cobra Kai, his name is, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if I butcher it, but Zolo Marijuana.
He's going to be playing Blue Beetle.
Yeah, which is a really cool storyline because, I mean, you watch Young Justice.
Young Justice, yeah.
Like, he was probably one of the most interesting. Yeah, he was the most interesting part.
Young Justice.
That was the most interesting. Yeah, interesting story arc for Young Justice. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that storyline. That was pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah, he can act too. I mean, he does a pretty good job whenever he's getting kicked in the face or falling off a balcony. So I think it'd be really cool to see that. It'd be really cool to have these things fleshed out.
Is he going to be playing Hammer Reyes' character?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's going to be awesome.
Not the Ted Corp.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I only know Blue Beetle from like Batman and Brave and the Bold, pretty much. I still need to watch like Young Justice.
You need to watch Young Justice, bro. That's pretty awesome. Because
it's honestly the best thing that you can watch as far as like a DC cartoon for right now.
It really is.
Gotcha.
I mean, like if you grew up on like watching like Superman or Justice League Unlimited and like the regular Justice League, Young Justice is right up your alley. But it's a little bit more like the storytelling in there is a little bit more mature in a sense.
Right.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse too because of the fact that it's on HBO Max.
Right.
Yeah.
And the next season is coming too, so that's going to be friggin' awesome.
Right.
I'm still looking for the final season.
I was so surprised by the third season when that one chick just kept dying. She got her throat slit, and I was like, "Oh!" But gosh. The now that we're on DC, I did want to talk about this comic because it was so controversial. It's not a comic; it's a YA novel. It is called I Am Not Starfire.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah.
Woo, boy!
That hasn't been canceled yet.
Canceled? No, they can't.
It's still going on.
It's a book.
Oh my goodness!
You thought they're gonna? You can't cancel the book. It's not. It's only a one-off.
Oh, okay, it's one of those like one-shot series. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I hope they don't continue that then because I saw that poster. I'm like, what the hell is this trash?
I'm not gonna lie. I think some people were over exaggerating. Just because of the fact that she's like dumpy and goth and stuff like that. I mean, she's a fat dumpy goth girl, and like that. Once you read it, you'll have understand that yes, the story is still terrible. The characters are still terrible. Like I had written on here that.
That's the thing, though. Like that character could have been done, and it couldn't like they don't even have to like attach her to Starfire. You know, it would have just been cool if they would have just made like an origin story for a different character. But oh well. I guess
well, see, that's the thing. They could have did that. Well, like I said, that's the thing. They could have did that. They could have kept it, but it's just the fact that she's so unlikable. Like, let me basically break this down. So the story is centered on this girl Mandy. I don't really remember her last name because it's not that important. And you know, she feels like she's like always behind or in her mom's shadow, who's like a superhero. Like her identity is known to be that, like that's her mom, and she has to live with that all the time. Like there's like Starfire stands at her school that basically bombard her with all these questions and stuff like that. And like Mandy basically just hates everyone. I mean, she hates everyone except for this one guy who is just as terrible as she is. And together, they do absolutely nothing to the story whatsoever. Because Mandy's only motivation in this comic is to not go to college and go to France and just read books, poetry, and sip tea. Which is just like, that is the worst set of goals I've ever heard coming from a character.
Yeah, and I just have one question. How are you going to fund that? Where are you going to live?
Yeah, no, it made no sense. It made no sense because I was wondering if maybe the author did that to kind of showcase the sort of mentality that young kids have, where they have these sort of goals, but they don't have no like plan on how to actually achieve it. Because she's just doing all this stuff right here where, like I said, she like drops out of the SAT because I guess she has like performance anxiety. And like, mind you, that is the worst comic panel I think I've seen ever in that one, because they had showed her freaking out, and the way they drew her she looks like a fucking pug. Like she looks like a damn French dog, where like her eyes are bulging out because she's stressed out so much. And then she says, "Fuck it, I'm gone. I'm leaving." And the teacher's just like, "You can't do that." And then she's just like, "Well, piss off," and then just goes away. But I don't know why the author made Mandy so unlikable. There's no way that every single teenager can relate to this character, because not every teenager hates their mom. Not every teenager is an outcast like that. And to be fair, not everyone's an asshole in this comic that she's making it out to be. Like, she's not getting bullied. She's just an asshole. There's one part where they're playing baseball at the park, and instead of her actually participating, she's just staring at the sky like a Muppet and just thinking about everything else but what's going on in front of her. And her classmates are upset because she didn't catch the ball, and she's just like, I don't care. Like, if anyone is ever gonna read this comic and think you can take life points from this, I would not. I wouldn't let my little sister, who's apparently this age is targeted towards, so she's like 15. I would never let her read this comic, because it's awful. It's an awful morality book or coming of age story.
Yep.
Because her whole they treated this like a Disney movie where her whole motivation for hating her mom basically came out of jealousy. Because she didn't have her powers, she was just like, I hate my mom. But when she did, because her aunt Blackfire came in and for some reason decided to hold a gladiator game in front of her school in the football stadium, which is a really weird thing to do.
Right.
She gets her powers and somehow beats her aunt, which I'm not trying to power scale or anything like that, but most people would think, hey, if I get the chance to get a power up, do I think I can actually fight this person with no battle experience whatsoever?
Exactly.
She somehow wins.
Be more powerful.
She should have got stomped out. She should have got her ass whooped, because she's just like she gets her powers and she's like, why don't you just fuck off and die? I was like, okay, I just need to wrap up. This is some awful This is some awful dialogue.
What the
And she's doing this thing right here where she's attacking them, and then when she wins, she's just like, I love my mom. I have powers just like her.
Oh my.
She learns absolutely nothing. I'm not capping right here. I'm not reading. This is basically verbatim. Once she gets her powers, all her issues are solved.
Oh my. That's shallow as fuck.
It is very shallow. And there's another thing too. Her interactions with other characters, there is a love interest. She is gay. There's no issue with that at all. But her girlfriend's character is so one-dimensional. You have no idea what her motivations are, what she wants to do. She's basically just like a keychain. She's like a keychain to Mandy, because the fact that she just hooks onto her, despite she being the most popular girl in school. And there's one point in the comic where she goes to Mandy's house and then when she leaves, she takes pictures with the Teen Titans, which for some reason Mandy just does not like. She doesn't want. If you know Mandy, and you happen to run across some Teen Titans, don't take pictures of them because she'll hate you for life, and that's exactly what she did.
Oh.
Because she,
my God.
and then her friend's not even any better. But I'm not gonna get into that part. The questions that I've actually had was like, I don't know why the authors have this tendency to make these protagonists so unlikable. And I compared this to Dina from Fear Street because the reason why I didn't like her is because of the fact that she's so overly cynical with everything. And they're trying to say, oh, this is relatable to teens. And if I want to go in specifics, like teens who identify as lesbian or gay, that's not that is so off the mark. I can't even stress enough. Like, Dina is a fucking psycho. She should have died, if you ask me. Mandy, on the other hand, too, she should have died because of the fact that she just wrong situation at the wrong time. Second question, why are they hiding who Mandy's dad is? Because there's a point in the comic where she's just like, yeah, one thing that me and my mom don't talk about is who my dad is. And they have parts where Starfire is like going on Tinder dates.
What the fuck?
And stuff like that.
Oh
yeah.
My God, man.
They just need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going on Tinder dates, and then like people are like, we know that Dick is her dad. Why is he saying anything? And if you think Nightwing is dead, he's not. He's sitting with Mandy too when they're having parties.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is
Oh
such
my-
trash.
Dude, that is. What the hell, bro?
Who thought of that? Who wrote this story anyway, bro?
Mariko Tamaki, I think that's her name. I might be close, but she's the one
What
who wrote
was
the
she
story.
going for?
I think, and a lot of people make this assumption that this is a self-insert of her own life, and she just put herself as Starfire's daughter because she looks very similar to the character Mandy. If you look a picture of her and you compare it, they're not far off. She tries to say, "Oh no, this isn't a self-insert." That's pretty much what it is.
DC, when they gave her a right to do this, because
I mean, the thing is with DC is that, the thing is with DC is that they have this belief now that manga is the best-selling thing, which I mean it is. If you look at the statistics, My Hero Academia is outselling them.
bro,
which is
One Piece just outsold Batman, dude. The only thing that is ahead of One Piece right now is the Superman comics. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing. That is the only thing that is probably going to beat manga. But the thing is, though, is manga is so popular in the West that it's dominating. So DC has this idea that if you try to make this anime-like or manga-like, then it'll be successful. But they're so off the mark with it, though.
But they're off, though. If they want to learn stuff, they need to go and hire all those like freaking artists from Japan who are getting paid pennies on the dollar to come and do story for them.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is that DC, their audience, who some of them, the minority that actually want this stuff, do not like anime. Not really, because they're the ones who are like, oh, women need to be more realistic and stuff, to like have realistic body types, not be over sexualized. But that's what anime does. I'm not saying that it's a good thing that they do it or not. I'm just saying that it happens, and Japanese artists don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, they have fan service out the ass.
They really do.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I be hating some of the animes that I be watching, like Fairy Tail. Like, even though I used to watch that shit, but I really freaking hated it over fan service that they do, because like just one person using that ability, all of a sudden somebody close is already freaking blown off and running. Like, that is.
Yeah, but you got to think about it though. It's like they do it because of the fact that they know that that's what people like. Like, I do hate the idea of a male gaze, but when you're going for a target audience who you know is going to be coming back for more, what is the issue? Yeah, I feel like if you don't like it, don't look at it and create your own thing instead of actually trying to just force yourself inside a franchise who, I'm sorry, if you don't have a place in it, if it's already established and you trying to put yourself in there is trying to change the whole dynamic, I'm sorry, that's not.
You should let people enjoy what they enjoy, and you go off somewhere else and you do you. Yeah, I agree with that.
Some people have to understand that you're not going to see yourself in anything that you watch, in everything that you watch,
right?
And that's okay, because when you watch those things, you are granted the opportunity to learn a different perspective, not from your own, because not everything is an echo chamber. Not everyone is going to agree with you. So
exactly,
just do that.
Real shit.
But
real shit, I agree.
Other than that, I Am Not Starfire is I Am Trash Fire. This is absolutely ass. Maria Tamaki, honestly, you should have just watched Boruto and then wrote a fan fiction about it, because that's exactly what it is. DC Comics, this is not going to get you any good sales. This only gave you good publicity because it was so trash. So there you go. Fuck you, Mandy. Yeah, never see you again.
All right. Well, I forgot because we went past movies for a little bit. I wanted to talk about this other movie I watched. Izzy, I'm sure you've seen it. It's called Gantz Zero.
Is that a movie or is it a TV show?
It's a movie. It's an anime movie.
CGI. Wait, is that Gangs? Because I've watched a lot of Gangs. I've watched a lot of Gangs movie, dude.
Yeah, Gantz Zero. The one that I watched was on Netflix. I think it came out in 2016 because my buddy Wes was telling me about it. Right. And I was like, I might as well just go ahead and see what it's about. And I actually really enjoyed that movie. I'd say you guys.
You should watch it. You should watch the anime series then, the actual Games anime series, because that movie is actually based on an arc, like a later arc in the movie.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Later arc in the anime.
See, I knew there was a TV series to go with it. Someone recommended me to that too because of the fact they also have monocycles, but it's more cyberpunkish.
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely cyberpunk, and because honestly, the design of the world is just
the entire premise to Gangs is like this: you're living, all of a sudden you die, but instead of actually going to the afterlife, you get a chance to be reborn again into the world, but before you get reborn, you get teleported to a room somewhere in Tokyo where like you can see the Tokyo Tower. You were in the room and you can see outside and see the Tokyo Tower, but the room doesn't have any doors to leave. And the orb opens and it tells you, hey, everybody in here, you're all dead. Deal with it. But if you want to have a second chance of living, you got to play the game that Gans is going to assign you a target, and you got to play the game and complete the game for you to be able to get your second chance of life.
Which is only one of the options, by the way, because there's three.
Yeah.
There's you get your option, you get your life back, which costs the most points. You have to kill the final boss, which that final boss they were fighting, that nigga was crazy.
All the final bosses in that game, in that entire scenario, they're just stupidly overpowered. They're so hacks, you can't even really kill them anyway. But yeah, good luck trying though.
Dude, that shit was crazy when they were when the boss changed his form for the third or fourth time. This nigga went out of his way to go after the best gamer in the world, the best dude and came back with half of this dude's body, and the main character was just like, "Oh God!" He was just
that's one of the things in it's it would they decapitate people and chop you into pieces and mention you and dice you and
yeah.
You'll see people losing limbs and shit.
That shit was fucked up, bro.
The thing is, once you go on and hunt in games, once the game is over and you kill the boss, everybody returns to the room. Even if you lost a limb, as long as you're still alive, when you return, every body part that you lose will regenerate.
Yeah. Oh man, so these guys literally just sitting at a table, just legless, armless, just sitting there all sad with bandages and shit. This sounds like Call of Duty.
You just have to stay alive until they kill the boss. As long as you're alive, even if it's only your head that is alive, and your entire body is gone, as long as you're still alive and the game is over to kill the boss, you can still survive.
Yep.
It sounds like Warzone, the anime.
Nah,
it's kind of what it sounds like.
I mean, maybe it's kind of like a shooter a little bit, but they have all these different
they have different weapons. They have swords. They're pretty much the weapons that they have is futuristic enough to give them a fighting chance, but you gotta imagine these are normal people.
Right.
People who are going about that normal life.
Military experience or like
military
training or
experience.
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're just normal people. Yeah, it's
like,
as bad as you think it is.
Like some of the most successful guys in there are people who likes to
like,
gamble and
bad
people
boys,
who play games,
who are in gangs,
and who are like
shit like that. Yeah.
Those guys, they succeed in there, but eventually they end up dying because they do stupid shit about being like selfish and shit.
Super overconfident.
Right.
Because the way those two dudes died, like honestly, I was just like, you're fucking dumb. Like this dude is literally asking you for help. He's like, nah, you got it. And then when he finally killed the beast, he's like, all right, yeah, you were scared, weren't you? And then the nigga wasn't responding. He was just dead. He was like, oh. And I was just like, yeah, nigga, you idiot. You literally let him die, you fool. Like, what the fuck?
There are a lot of gangs movie, and I gotta say, like, it's one of those
series
material that like they did a lot of live action series movies for it, and the live action series actually are pretty good because they did beat for beat from the source material, and like
that's good.
So it was pretty decent.
Well, you know, if you follow the source material, there'd be no issues.
Exactly.
Right, at that point, it's a matter of like who's the actor and what you do,
who's producing like the shit, like
composition and stuff like that. If you follow source material, it'll be fine. So good on them for that.
Sir, I definitely say check it out, Gondu.
I probably will because I do plan on making some more models and stuff like that pertaining to like motorcycles and stuff. But
I'm just gonna tell you, don't get too attached to any of the characters though, because
that was
even though they all have compelling stories. Like you'll be like attached to a character, and before you know it, that character is gonna bite the dust.
I'll treat it like a Kamiga kill because that's the one that
pretty much
took me by surprise at how many people
like that.
Yeah. Speaking of real quick, kind of want to dip in a little bit of gaming here. I feel like AAA games just kind of letting us down, and they have all the resources, all the talents, and everything in the world to make the games that we actually been asking for, but they let us down every time. But there are two games here that are fan made that just honestly just shit on every single AAA game that has failed for no reason. The first one is called Vigilance 2099, and it first started out as a walking simulator. I don't know what a walking simulator is, but it turned out something way better than that. And we have a third-person cyberpunk game that's free roam. You're looking at this thing right here. This guy is parkouring over shit. He's flying cars. He's got a trench coat. Shit glows. Man, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, this looks like what cyberpunk should have been. And to add on more to your point, like, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Because I actually got a chance, this ties in actually, I got a chance to play Splitgate, right? Finally, because the servers allowed me to get in. Dude, that game is awesome. That game was made by 4 fucking people. 4.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you have a company with various people within that department, and you come up with just absolute shit. That is just beyond me. Like I don't get it.
And the thing is, it's a little bit easier to make games now because of the fact that they have assets like that you can use to make gameplay. Because I mean, you can see it right here when you're looking at Vigilance. There are some Watch Dogs kind of stuff going on here. You know, same thing with the parkour. There is obviously some GTA elements in there. Like, it looks like a real game. It looks like a really good professional AAA game with just minimum resources available. Like, it's astonishing. Like, the graphics look really good. Like, yeah, it looks kind of cluttered, but I mean,
right.
I would rather play this than any other game.
Yeah,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, you throw some money their way. You know, they hire some more people maybe and polish the game up, and it really could be something.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's what, again, with Splitgate, like, they didn't even anticipate all the people that were going to play the game, and their servers were, like, crashing repeatedly, and now, you know, they're getting more money, they're trying to fund themselves, hire more people so they can polish the game even more. Like, that's crazy. Again, it's embarrassing. to have indie developers like this outshine you in your fucking own field, and you're a AAA game. Like it's unacceptable, honestly.
But that's the thing, though. That's like kind of what the gaming company, gaming environment, or should I say, game developing environment is right now, where like you have people who do a passion project, and it shows when they do a passion project, where you just have big corporations who just do something because they know it's a good way to make profit.
True.
So you can really see the difference to that. Because once you make a really great game, people are going to talk about it and people are going to buy it. But right off the bat, nobody wants to make a great game. They just want to make the game that is going to print them money right off the boat. So they don't really give a shit.
True.
Yeah. Which, and the next one is the My Hero Academia game. I thought this shit was real. I thought Bandai Namco actually made this game because of the fact that it looks so authentic to the real thing. Because I am really tired of CC Connect making the game. You need to relinquish your rights to that shit right there. I am so tired of them making anime fighting games where all you do is just mash the button B, do a few flashy combos, and that's the only thing you're going to get from it.
Yeah.
Where this one right here, man, look at Bakugo over here. This nigga's flying. He's going Mach 2. Like, this shit is honestly, this is grade A stuff right here. They got some characters I haven't seen before. I mean, there's one guy who's like going in through the objects like he's Kitty Pryde. Bruh. It makes no sense how this shit can be made by only a few people, yet I don't get it. I really don't get it.
It's unexplainable. Again,
it is unexplainable. It's a damn
a company, like I said, you have various minds, creative minds in there, various developers. How do you justify the shit you put out when there's people making games like this with limited staff? It's insane.
It makes me want to, like, I like to do 3D modeling, and I've kind of been like questioning whether or not I wanted to get into game design.
I think
just because of the fact that it's an enjoyable thing to do, but it's just like I don't even know. I really don't, because it's just like there's all this bullshit going on already with games or game studios like EA and Activision and stuff like that, and Ubisoft, like all this stuff. But bro, I want to play these games so bad, especially Vigilance, because Cyberpunk was supposed to be the game where I would look back 10 years from now and be like, man, this was like a good game to play. That's not the case.
Yeah, that is like the biggest embarrassment in gaming history, I think, honestly. That's what we're gonna remember that game for.
Right. Oh, speaking of real quick, My Hero Academia, I just thought it was funny real quick how people are upset that Mineta is apparently bi, because in the latest chapter of My Hero, which I need to hop on that shit, because I looked at the recent chapters from last week and this week. That shit is fire. But last week's, Mineta was trying to reach out to Deku, because this man is not playing for keeps right here. He has a mission like Sasuke, and at this point he's like, I will take you down. And Mineta said this thing, which in translation was like, I fell for you and stuff like that. And people weren't happy about that. People of the LGBT community wasn't happy about that, which I don't know why. Like, people all over Twitter was just like,
wait, who's Mineta? Is that the guy with the ball power?
Yeah, he's the one who was basically a pervert, and
well, of course, nobody's gonna be happy about that, because he's not edgelord enough or chat enough to be LGBT, because he's like super pervy or whatnot.
I think that's the case. Because it's like people want to be represented, but only the ones that they feel like are necessary. Like if it was Deku or Bakugo,
yeah, they'll be happy about it. Or even
a
student council president, they'll be happy about it. But they don't want a pervy ball man to be representing them.
Yeah, so people are upset about it. It's
I don't even understand why they're upset about it. Like, he was just pretty much like saying like the guys like inspired him to be like a better person anyway. So I don't know why people are getting mad about that shit. And also, fictional character again, guys. Fictional fucking characters. Why are you catching feelings about this nonsense?
I don't know, man.
This is the one thing that I can't have an opinion on, to be honest. I don't understand it, honestly.
I don't understand it either.
Maybe I don't want to even understand it because it's just not something that like I can't fully grasp. But that was funny.
If people are always like crying about people being accepted in all shapes and sizes or whatever other freaking belief and shit like that, why are you getting mad about some fictional character who's like, even if they're not identifying as that, like kind of represented as that?
I know.
Why are you getting mad about this shit?
They body shamed this guy. They apparently became homophobic to their all like. It's some strange times we living in, man.
Like Hulk, I keep telling you, bro, it's this shit that people don't respect other people. Like if you don't respect something, whatever the case, I don't care how much you say you accept something. Eventually, you're just gonna start hating on stuff like you actually freaking represent because you don't respect that to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find I'm not gonna say much, but it's just hypocritical, man.
It is very hypocritical. It doesn't make any sense. Someone can explain this to me, and I probably still wouldn't understand it. Just because of the fact that it seems like they just didn't get their way, and they're upset that it's not Deku or any of those other characters that I've mentioned before. So
you know what this kind of reminds me of a little bit? It's not exactly the same, but it's like is you remember with Tokyo Ghoul how when Kaneki finally ended up with like Toka and people were like, what? He's supposed to be with Hide, what? And it's like, bro, where do you just get these ideas
people
out
have
of
these
your head?
head cannons in their head and like they wanted to be that way or not.
It was established that they're best friends, yeah, but since Tokyo Ghoul, the original series, Toka and Kaneki have been a thing since the beginning. Where do you get this like context that, oh yeah, he's gonna end up with Hide? It's like, no. Like just out of nowhere. It's the same thing with Naruto and Sasuke. It's just like, yo, yeah, Narusasu. It's like, no.
No. That was never a thing.
No.
Keep in mind that some of these people belong to a group that don't really care about the story. They're more so concerned about who they're fucking.
Right, which is really weird, by the way.
Which is something that I
take it away from it.
Yeah, which is something the reason why whenever I was thinking of like just shows to develop, the first thing that was off my mind was like who was going to end up with who, because there's no time for that. If I have a show or a manga or whatever taking place in a post-apocalyptic, the last thing I'm going to be worrying about is what those characters are doing. Yeah, what those characters are doing at 2 a.m. Are they fucking or are they surviving? You can't fuck when you're on high alert. That's all I can say.
Right.
Pretty much,
if you're like to wrap up at the end, that shit, like it's not pretty that much, man. Yeah.
Not even that. It's just for me, like I don't.
And that still isn't something that should be in there if it doesn't match up with the freaking story.
True.
Because you're trying to tell a specific story. You don't have to like add shit that shouldn't be in there just for the sake of it.
True. Some things just aren't meant to happen, and that's okay. I really don't like the idea just in any sort of media where it's just like you've made it when either you got into a relationship or you got especially relationships.
Or it's a representation of a happy ending of some sort because they were ended up together. They're gonna end up to get at the end of the story then by fucking next week in the fucking story world and got divorced or try to kill each other.
Bro, why do you think that every show that takes place? Yeah, no, exactly, bro. Why do you think every show that takes place in the 90s, whereas Martin or Fresh Prince, if they ever made a sequel, those niggas are divorced? That shit happens.
That's just how human relationship work. They may be happy about it at the moment, but 2 weeks later, they may not be feeling the same way about this shit.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between anime and real life is the fact that these niggas, they could fall in love as kids and be together forever. Like, just fine.
Yeah. I mean, anime is just so overly unrealistic. Like you said, it could be a point where these kids literally stare at each other at a train track and they're thinking about each other 5 years down the line somehow. Which,
I mean,
honestly, if you ask me,
Naruto's notorious for this. Sakura, the nigga she ends up with constantly ignored her and tried to kill her on multiple different occasions. It's like
this man does the same thing. He barely even freaking shows up. Like the only reason he's even in the village right now is because Boruto is going through his stupid ass crisis.
Right.
But he would be off somewhere investigating some nonsense. Just because he doesn't want to spend time with his family.
Yep.
I mean, I would just say like Naruto is definitely like the special occasion or the special incident where I said I don't want shipping to be like even the slightest focus of the story, just because of the fact that Sakura is such a bad character to where I find it very hard to believe that you are still head over heels at the age of 30 and somehow the dick is still that good. That don't happen that way. I find it very hard to believe that this disabled one-armed guy, pale as rice paper, is somehow clapping them cheeks that good. Stop selling yourself like that. Like, bruh, have some like development.
It must be because she's still like I don't know what to say, man.
Bruh, that's the thing I like about Dragon Ball is like they are not that real. Like they're realistic. Chi-Chi ain't like that. She's trying to. At first, she was trying to marry Goku. She was trying to get her cheeks clacked. Now, at this point, she just wants him to work and get the fuck out the house. That's about it.
And just take care of her babies.
Yeah. No, she don't even want him to do that. She said,
"No, she doesn't want him to take care of her babies. She take care of the babies. I mean, not the babies, but her kids. Like her kids are her entire world now. She doesn't give a shit about Goku. She kick that nigga out of his fucking house."
Yeah, no, at this point, as far as we know, she could be getting her cheeks clapped by a farmer from next door. That's all. Yeah. What I tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's true. And shit, I mean, Dragon Ball has some realistic aspects. Shit, Goku's a terrible
they do.
kid. He's terrible.
Yeah.
So...
there is character development in there, which is like,
It is funny that Vegeta, the guy with the anger issues, is a better freaking father than Goku is.
Right? Yeah. Dude, that's why Vegeta's such a good character. He's been through so much. This nigga was evil as shit when he was first introduced, and then you get to this end point where this nigga's apologizing to the people he's destroyed. He takes care of his family. He protects them. It's like, Goku, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, honestly, he's making you look bad.
He's mentally challenged at this point. That's all I can say.
For real. For real.
Gosh. Oh my god. So how's that Apex Season 10 working out for you, Bean?
Oh yeah. I have all this shit broken up. Yeah, man. I was actually surprised. Like me and my buddy Wes, we were waiting for the download to happen, and we were just dreading because we all know this when there's a new season, for some reason, EA and Respawn, their servers are usually just complete dog shit. But for once, out of the clear blue sky, their servers were fine. It was amazing. So we were able to just immediately, because me and him were like, yeah, we're getting a Masters of Split, no ifs, ands, or buts. We're already in Platinum. We're making our way there, grinding. It's been tough, but we're gonna keep it going. So the new
the rank stayed at where you're
at. No, because in the previous split we were diamond. So when we got knocked back to like gold 2. So it's like much easier. So if we get, when we get to Masters this split, we'll be knocked back to like diamond. So it makes the grind less of a grind.
They climb to the higher rank. I think they only knocked you down 2 rank or 3.
Yeah, like two ranks basically. Yeah. So yeah, we've been grinding and I won't mince words. It's been stressful because the meta but it's a lot better than I think last season, because I wanted to bring this up. I guess I could just skip to this. The map update for World's Edge, it's really awesome. The color palette is great. It looks so much cleaner. And then they added new locations. So Sorting Factory's gone. What's that other place? The Harvester has been changed a little bit because it's no longer active. They added a new place. I forgot the name of that place, but there's a new place called Climatizer. That place is cool. And there's just a lot more new POIs or places of interest to land now. And I really like it because it's a lot more open, unlike Kings Canyon or Olympus, where It's fucking third party every goddamn second. You can't stay in one spot for 1 second. As soon as you shoot, niggas are on your ass. It was trash. Whereas with this, it's a lot more spread out. You can have a little engagement. Maybe if the fight dries on for too long, we might just pull out and be like, yeah, this is going nowhere. We need to leave. Or we can get this fight going, loot, and at least get out before another 2 or 3 teams show up. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, both Seer, the new gun, and the Prowler, all of those things are being nerfed. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, that new gun is so freaking overpowered. It's Seer's ability, bro. I played with this man like a couple of times.
He's broken, man.
Okay, let me tell you the new shit that is going on right now, bro. We have Seer and Fuse on the same team. These motherfuckers are just going back to back, knocking people with their abilities because now they can pretty much see through
that's wall hacks, bro.
People through walls and shit.
Yep.
So if Fuse hit you with his ability and Seer hit you, you're basically just walking around with a beacon on your back and saying, "Come shoot me."
Oh yeah, Seer
Fuse.
Seer. He was saying Fuse.
Is it
Fuse?
Is it Bloodhound or Fuse?
Fuse. Fuse basically got a
Fuse
buff.
has a new buff now.
Basically,
where he hits you with his grenade.
Yeah, it's twice as long. It lasts for twice as long. His ult
and
now,
you can see people through the wall when he hits you with it.
His ult shows you when you get damaged by it too. So there's like an outline on you for Fuse.
Yep.
And then for Seer, yeah, he's just busted. Like literally.
And people are just using both of them on the same team, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I told you it was gonna be busted.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you guys would have ever doubted me because I was saying that the second you would have had a Bloodhound Revenant and that guy.
It was gonna be busted.
It's just to see it. Just to see it.
It's just funny.
Because like literally, I know they're gonna nerf the range because the way his range works now for his tactical, it's too strong, bro. It's literally 75 meters out. Do you know how much ground that is? Like literally, there's times I'm playing as Fuse. And all I do whenever we're in a new location is just look around to see if there's anyone around. And if I do, immediately use my tactical.
Shoot them on it, and you can see them through walls.
That's literally what you do. And
you don't even have to damage them.
No, you don't. And the funny thing is, like, we were having this game, and sometimes I forget all the shit Fuse can do. We had downed some dude, and he was getting res. I said, nope, stop the res, and we just rushed them and killed them. I was just like,
because you could see people through through like whatever action they're doing, like the silhouette of that character.
Yep,
you can see them or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And his
fucking
ult,
hilarious.
His ult is strong too. If you can hide it, you literally see where everyone is. Everyone. Yep.
Even if they're hiding behind something.
Exactly.
That's busted.
Yeah, so it's crazy. If they're trying to like fake you out and try to duck left and come back right, you can see them doing that. Yep. So they ain't about to just fake you out. You could just stay there and wait for them to do that stupid ass duck and shoot them in the face.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's gonna be. That's not even nerfed. He's gonna be nerfed.
He's gonna be significantly nerfed because he goes so well with pretty much every other character. Such a complimentary. To where it's like if he does his ultimate and someone's a Bangalore or Gibraltar,
bro,
he's a target over there, brother.
His ability right now is even better than Bloodhound's, who's the actual freaking recon character.
Yeah,
because like you know how when Bloodhound scans somebody, like you just see them once and that's it. When Fuse hits you with his freaking tactical, that shit stays on.
Yeah, it stays for like 8 or 9 seconds. You can just see them.
You can see where people are running at, and you can just get them. I'm like, what the freak? This guy he's basically damaging you, and he can tell where you're going. Better Bloodhound. At this point, you should just make when Bloodhound scans people, you fucking use radioactive burn to like give them radioactive poison or some shit. Because that's the only way he could play fair now. Because his ability just been random moot by Fuse. With Seer on the team, it's just like both of their ability is just like back to back. You can pretty much like if you time it right, you can just chain that ability back to back, and nobody can ever hide from you.
Yep. Yeah, and no, like literally, if you're like trying to rat or like sneak around, like say your teammates died, that's impossible. Do you know how many times I've tried to rat in ranked where Wes and our random has died, and I'm just trying to rat, and the Seer is just like, yeah, over there, I'm dead.
Yep.
Like it's just you're dead. It's over.
And it's funny because like the Fuse ultimate now, when he use it, as long as fire surrounds you, I don't care what the fuck you're doing. You don't even have to be damaged by the fire.
Yep.
It will highlight where you are.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
As long as it surrounds you, like if you're in a building and somebody, you know how wide the fire can get in the building, right? As long as you shoot the fire and it surrounds that building, they can tell everything that you're doing in that building. If you're trying to get health up, if you're trying to revive your teammate, yeah,
shit's
just crouch and just stay there and just play dead, because that's exactly what you're about to be.
Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Wow.
He's gonna be nerfed though, without a doubt. And it's the same thing. I don't know, Izzy, if you've used the Prowler at all. Dude, that gun is busted.
That shit is fucking busted, bro.
Busted. Like they nerfed it a little bit by like the rate
I
at
think
which
they forgot to take the care package perk off it.
Yeah, because the damage is still the same. They're gonna have to nerf it. And it's the same thing with the new LMG, dude.
Oh, I got six kills yesterday from using that weapon, and I barely was it. You know, I shoot people in the leg, and somehow I was killing people, bro. So it's that weapon's definitely gonna have to get nerfed.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even using the perk that gives what's that shit called?
Rate, yeah.
Extra fire rate. It was just the normal one. That shit hits hard.
Yeah,
it's gotta remind me of when what's the weapon they released? The Volt. You remember when they initially released that shit? How hard it was hitting?
Yeah, the Volt hit really hard when it initially came out. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's crazy right now. But I mean, during the mid-season thing, basically what's going to be happening is Rampart is going to get a really huge buff, and it seems like she's going to be the next one to get her heirloom too. So that'll be interesting, and that'll bring with it a whole bunch of nerfs and meta changes and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes. But yeah, so far I think this is the most fun I've had in Apex in a while. Like since season 5, even with all the shit that we just talked about, there's just a lot of fun, because as long as you have a Sarah on your team, you're fine. If you don't, yeah, you're probably at a disadvantage, but you can make it work for the most part.
Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. If I ever try to go into rank, if I try to go to rank right now, I'm getting decimated.
Probably. Well, I mean, you haven't played in a while. Yeah, like that's the thing that I realized too. Like that, my buddy Wes, who I met playing ranked, by the way, which is just funny. He's a random, and we just end up clicking and deciding we want to do the grind together. Like, dude, there's no difference between pubs and ranked, dude. There isn't any. Because you still have people in public matches who just like, yeah, let's just run Revenant and Octane and just push people like that. They do shit like that. And it's like, it's literally no different from how ranked is. So that's why I was like, yeah, fuck pubs, man. I'm just going to play ranked and just call it a day.
I am just waiting for them to actually start implementing like character combos, ones that you can't do. You have to have you can't have two of the same types of characters. I'm literally waiting for that, because at some point we will get there, or at least you guys will. I don't know when I'm coming back. My PlayStation has like drinks and stuff on it, so it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd say whenever you come back, it'll be drastically different for sure. But yeah, I've been having a good time with it, man. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what the future is. And yeah, like I gotta wonder, like, how many characters are we gonna get by the game's end? Like, is there gonna be like 50 legends, and then there's just gonna be legends that you just never even hear about no more? Nobody uses them except to meme or some shit. Like, yeah.
Dude, they might have a thing where they like split it up to be like Generation 1, and then all of a sudden Generation 2 is like the new meta, or the new thing.
Yeah, that's possible.
That could happen.
I can definitely see that. But
honestly, the only game that I could say that I've been playing, or I was going to play, is I got a Skate 3 emulator. So,
nice.
Gonna be playing that. Honestly, I gotta figure out how to do the PlayStation 4 hookup, because I don't have a Bluetooth on my other PC, so I have to hook it up via wired. I had to download DualShock 4 Windows, which is kind of something I'm a little hesitant towards, because I remember when I had a DualShock 3. And I was using that for my laptop when I was in college. It gave my laptop a virus, a very bad one, to where it basically like caused it to kill itself.
Damn.
And I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna do that again. But again, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, well, my friend is the one who gave me all the data and stuff for the actual game, but it's just the PlayStation things what's got me nervous. The DualShock.
Right.
Oh, just wish it was smarter. But speaking of smart, they're turning everything to smart nowadays. You got smartphone, smart car,
Smart fridges.
yeah, smart fridges. Shit, man. At this point, you're the dummy. But now they have smart workout uh, things right here called Tonal, which you guys going to click on the link right here and tell me if you want to pay that much money.
I already know. I'm about to tell you no. Yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You don't want to pay. You don't want to pay $3,000 to have a fat ass tablet on the wall. Because on top of that too, I don't know how they're going to incorporate this. Right. The thing that got me and made me laugh so hard was that it's based off a membership too. So not only are you paying $3,000, which is the price of a ultra high end PC, you have to pay a membership to get the growing library workouts for you and your whole family. Guarantee you they're not going to use it at all. And it makes me wonder too. What if
Palatine over here with a ripoff and sign?
No, it is. No, it is. But it's just like it makes me wonder though, because I don't know how this stuff works. If you use it and your membership just wears off at that given time, does that shit just lock up on you?
Probably. The screen probably just goes black, and then there's just nothing.
That's dumb. Man,
keep asking you to resubscribe. Yeah, subscription. Imagine just enter a credit card number now.
Imagine,
please do it now.
Imagine if you're doing a bench press, right, and you're having that thing above you, and this said membership is expired. You want to use a credit card? Oh, you can't. Clip to your neck, and you hung yourself going lateral. Like that shit.
That kind of stupid stuff that people like subscribe to that I wonder why they have money to be wasting on crap like this. If you need a motivational speaker while you're working out, just go to YouTube and search one of those things and put it on your tablet and sit right in front of it. Somebody will yell at you to work out, man.
That's literally all you have to do. Like I do that all the time whenever I want to learn new workouts. But to have that right there is a perfect example of when you can just spend money on stupid stuff.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's literally for rich people. Like, that is for rich people.
That's so idiotic how anyone would just say, oh, I have a personal...
What's funny with that money right there, you could buy yourself an entire freaking workout gym. Like build yourself a personal gym with that money.
Right.
You really buy yourself a treadmill, or elliptical, whatever freaking bike you want. Like, a whole bunch of other stupid shit that you could buy with that money instead of wasting your time on just a big ass computer monitor that you're gonna have to pay monthly subscription for. That is if you're even keeping up with your damn workout to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, I know that is more money than it's worth.
Exactly.
That is the thing that I think about the most, because you're not gonna see The Rock use that. He's gonna be at the gym actually pumping iron.
Person in the gym.
Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely for someone who's just like, I like to work out and flaunt the look. Oh god, no!
There's another one called a mirror. It's basically a big giant tablet screen in the shape of a mirror, and you just have somebody in the tablet screen yelling at you and telling you can do it.
That's stupid. Oh my! This is just a smart mirror. You can make that for $100.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
People actually subscribe to this shit and bought this shit. Like, I'm like, why? Such a waste of money, bro.
That's awful.
It's literally called the mirror.
They have disposable income, man.
Let me see. Oh, $14.45. Damn. This is the type of future I don't want. It's
literally called the mirror.
I seriously don't need that. Guys, whoever's listening to this, tips if you want to build a smart mirror, take some I forgot what the type of material the glass is, but take the glass where you can only see on one side and the mirror is more reflective on the other. Take an HD TV, find a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, find a Raspberry Pi. If you want to make a touchscreen, you can get components for that too. Make a frame, build that, put that shit together, hang it up on your wall, and you have a smart TV. That's all you have to do. You only have to pay $100 to maybe $200 the most. This is stupid, man. They're finessing the fuck out of you.
Yep.
Yeah. But like I said, they have disposable income. They don't care. They just think it looks cool and it works. So
idiotic.
I still think to this day someone's gonna be working out on that tonal thing. That membership's gonna run out and they're gonna get choked to death.
That just gonna pull them back and say, "Where my money at, man? Where my money? Where my money at, man? Fucking go off Family Guy on there. Why they trying to go and like pull it back, roll up the entire water, fucking crush themselves with that shit. Stupid.
I wholeheartedly believe that, like, cause just man, people put too much faith in like smart technology. One of these days they're gonna make some iRobot shit, and Will Smith ain't gonna save you.
Yeah, no cap. No cap.
That's all I'm gonna say with that. That tonal thing is ridiculous.
For real.
Oh my god. Oh, one last thing for my topic. I mean, there's also another funny story I could tell at the end. Chronicle 2 got announced. You remember that one that came out in 2012?
Yeah.
Three guys.
Like that movie.
Yeah.
Like the movie?
I've been waiting for the sequel for that and for the entire time, man, but oh well.
I'm excited. I was excited for a sequel until I heard what they were going to do. And let me explain. I'm not excited for it. And it's for good reason, because they're not continuing the story from the original 3.
What are they doing? Giving everybody superpowers now?
No, it's just the way that they described it. And I don't want to come off as one of those people who are like, oh, you just hate women. That's not true. This guy said, the most interesting thing is the next generations getting these powers are corruptive. He said, the story is taking place on young women just finishing college. They are empowered. This is their journey. And I see that. It makes me think of Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that.
It makes me think of Birds of Prey and all the other stuff that has to overly flaunt that whole thing, which is just like...
That's just like the Ghostbusters
in essence, it's
movie.
making... It's essentially just making their gender a personality, which is not true. It's not interesting. I don't want to see that. Why do they have to put that out there? I get the fact, okay, they're just finishing college. When you say they're finishing college and they're empowered, it reminds me of the girls that I graduated with, just doing all this stuff and talking about how they feel empowered and how they're going to change the world and fight racism, and they're working at Fred Meyer with a degree in journalism. I don't want them to do this whole thing where they try to make it like Charlie's Angels, because you said that Ghostbusters was bad, right? Because
that was
the fact
a
they had
terrible movie. That was awful. And it wasn't because like, oh, they're only women. No, the storyline and everything was trash. And just like
Charlie's
what you were
Angels
saying
was even worse than that.
Oh, I'm sure. You're talking about the new one, right? The one that they tried
the new
to
one with
reboot?
Bella Swan, the one.
Yeah,
Kristen Stewart, yeah.
That movie was awful.
I don't doubt it. And then weren't they like salty about it too? They're like, yeah, you guys are the reason it didn't do good. Or what was that?
Yeah, no, they tried to.
I mean, if you're gonna insult your audience right before the movie comes out and saying if the movie doesn't do well is because enough men didn't go see it or something, then
my God.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
They did say that. They did say that, which I was just like, that's insulting. But for me,
the movie didn't do well because it was fucking awful.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was really bad, and I was gonna get to that too. Is like it was bad because of the fact that everyone was the exact same. The only thing that they wanted to put out there was that they were empowered and they were women. No one had a distinct difference among one another. They try to do that at first, where they're like, "Oh, this girl's specialized in this right here." What's the next girl? Like, "Oh shit, she's the same." Like,
yep, all of them. Are, pretty much, it's pretty much like Peacemaker and Bloodsport, where it's pretty much both of them have the same special ability, and this other person say I'm more special than you. Like everybody can be special at the same time, at the same doing the same shit, bro.
Right.
You gotta have your own uniqueness to it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing about Suicide Squad 2 was the fact that you had two of the same characters, but they had very distinct personalities.
Right. And they had different beliefs on top of that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in that Charlie's Angels movie, like none of them have any. They were all exactly like cookie cutter copy of each other. Like pretty much every time somebody said something, all they did was just echo the same shit that the person said.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I just don't think I just
don't know.
see
Like
this movie.
the Chronicle, like going back to the Chronicle movie that we were talking about. I don't know. I'm just gonna give it like the benefit of the doubt, but because I like the first one a lot, especially like the way they did it. By then, like Michael B. Jordan and all of them wasn't like super as famous as they are now. So
Right.
like that just worked out a lot. Or really, it was just one of that movie with a found footage and that just worked out really great, and it had an actually good compelling story where like how power just corrupt people depending on how what kind of situation they are in. So
Right.
maybe it may be different with the second one, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on it being like better than the first one, but it could be really entertaining depending on how they go about it, because
I
it
am
could be
keeping
one
my
it
expectations
could be
very
one
low.
of those it could be one of those things that they'll get in like the power they get, even though they're discovering those power, eventually other people start getting the power and they realize like maybe they should use their power to try to stop other people who are like more sinister than they are. I don't know. We can see where they go with
Let
it,
me
but
tell you
I'm
how
just
I yeah, let me tell you how I'd want them to not do it and what things I don't want to see. I don't want them to do fake tokenism shit where they have a cast of one black girl, an Asian girl, and a white girl, and they give all this black girl some issues and shit that just pretty much stereotypes. Don't do that. Uh, for one, I don't want them to do, or two, I don't want them to do the Wonder Woman thing where they constantly try to remind everyone that in the
that
80s
she's a
every
empowered
dude was like a
female.
harasser and a sexual harasser. Yeah,
Right.
because that was very up.
Where every time they walk by some really weird fucker is just over here blowing a whistle. Like
Yeah, catcalling.
motherfucker,
Yeah, what the
people don't
hell?
fucking do that. That is just
Yeah,
stupid. Not
yeah.
Oh man.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. The reason why I feel like it's dead on arrival is because this is what they said too. They said we're working on Chronicle 2 right now. I think it's going to be great. It's going to give us a chance to tell the story in a different way, female point of view. It'll be 10 years, and a lot of it's going to deal with fake news and real news and cover-ups. I cannot wait until five
Yeah.
years down the line where we can really escape this Trump era. I fucking hate it. I hate the term hate
uh,
fake news
but that
and
shit is
all.
gonna make a comeback pretty soon though. We're gonna
Ugh.
be going to the next election era. That shit's gonna make a comeback so fucking huge.
Or we got
You're
three
gonna be
years.
surprised.
Honestly, I don't think there's gonna. I think it's gonna be a two. I think it's gonna be a 2 season thing. If you ask me, I don't know. I forgot
It's
what it's
gonna make a
called.
huge comeback.
I don't know. Well, this ain't a political channel. We're not going to delve into that, but it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, those are the things that I just don't want to see from Chronicle 2. I don't want them to try to have to make a point. I don't want them to use black characters as a scheme to try to say something that doesn't even apply to them in real life, because that's whack. That's whack as hell. Um, yeah, that's it. Don't make the dude a villain just because of the fact that he's a guy. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's just
but you know that's what they're gonna do anyway.
they're probably
Because like
gonna.
the entire reason Chronicle really works the first time is because all these guys were friends to begin with, and like you just saw how like they all drift apart. So if they're gonna stick with that formula, they should really stick with that formula and not try to shoehorn like
Right.
a extra villain into that shit.
Right. The villain should be one of them. They're
Right.
just on the wrong path, and they get that power, and it just
Then
yeah.
again, when they do that, it may just be like that movie Craft, like the first Craft movie. I don't know if you ever remember that movie, like that from the '90s/'80s. Yeah, it's one of those movies like where like
Oh, bro. And if they, I swear, if they make the black chick evil, I know they're gonna have one Lisa in there, and they start having her wear black to signify she's evil, bro. I'm
yeah,
fucking done.
I'm out.
I am
You
done.
guys already know I hate when freaking shows do that where they just straight up like have this one character wear black just to show how evil they are. That just pisses me
Yeah.
off.
I'll go into detail about this, the client, the one where he heard some guy asked to get his dick sucked, because we were basically talking about doing a children's book, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I want to do this thing where the character is like in a bad mood, but I'm not sure how to do the colors, because he's like, I want the t-shirt to change colors but not in a way where it's just black and white. Because he has the same kind of sort of idea that we have, where he's like, I'm so tired of seeing people try to signify evil, sadness, depression, and all that stuff as black.
And they cut off black, right? Yeah. There are so many other colors out there. Like, be imaginative, man. Like,
red is a good one. Like, yeah, come on.
Hell, white is a good color.
True.
Like, that's why I like Supernatural. Like, I don't know if you guys have never seen Supernatural before, but like in Supernatural, whenever you see an evil character, they'll be dressing like clean like a motherfucker, bro. They'll be dressing in all white and shit. Nice, like freak. Yeah. Every time you see a character like that, motherfucker is evil.
Well, I told him I'm gonna do a different color. It's not gonna be a neutral color like white and black. It's gonna be something else because it does need to be more imaginative than that, and not as white, because it puts a lot of subliminal messaging in there that needs to be extinguished. So
sure,
there's that, man. Honestly, the last thing I want to talk about is the funny story. I mentioned these guys a couple days ago, so I try to promote myself on Tinder because at this given point right here, I'm not trying to date no one. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm trying to find my way into a career that I enjoy for the longest time, and I thought, you know what? Let me try to do the same thing these chicks try to do with their OnlyFans. You want to know what happened? 3 hours after I made my promotion Tinder account, they banned me. They said I was soliciting myself for financial gain, and I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? And mind you,
did you hear Tinder is where you find real love, man?
Bro, it made no sense. I was slightly upset, if I had to be honest with you. I was slightly upset because of the fact that while I was scrolling and I was swiping on all these potential customers right here, what did I see? At least 15 saying, please go to my OnlyFans. Bruh. I had a good tagline and everything too, bro. I sold myself pretty well. And you want to know what? Isn't the point of a dating website to sell yourself, to promote yourself?
Nope. They want you to sell your penis, not your art.
Duh. Facts. That is exactly what it is.
They want your money. Don't get me wrong, they do, because anyone who goes to Tinder now, that shit is awful. It looks like an EA game. It looks like EA Dating Simulator, bro. Let me tell you, because I still have it. I made another account because fuck you, they're not gonna stop me. They're not. Made another account. I want you to peep all this other shit they got going on here, things that you can get. So if you want to pay a monthly service for unlimited, man, what the fuck is it? Where's it at? Let me just click on one of this thing. So if you wanted to get unlimited swipes, you have to pay like $60 a year.
Wow, they count your swipes now.
Yeah, they count your swipes. If you like too much, too bad. You gotta be selective. Guess what? You a picky eater now. So
what a fucking wow.
They got Tinder Gold, which makes no sense because this right here is basically a cock tease essentially. They said, oh, someone liked you. Oh, but it's not your time yet. You get to look at them from a very dark tinted window to where if you see how this person likes you and they're lit up with gold, you try to press them. Oh, please, $14.99 a month, please. It's fucking trash. Let me tell you.
Dating, online dating is garbage, dude. It's trash.
They
monetize everything. Literally,
they monetize
everything.
it. And I tell people, other than you guys, I say do not entertain online dating because it is not that fun at all. It's not even remotely engaging. Because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've had Tinder for a little while, like a couple, like last year and stuff. And yeah, I did have like a bunch of matches and things like that. But these chicks are all the same. They talk the same. They have the same bios. In fact, it's like they started a Naruto game where you created a character and all these bitches are nine-tailed foxes. Like, it was... it's something else, man. I'm telling you what.
That's crazy.
It's just not fun. But
that's crazy.
You know what? Yeah. Don't worry. I'll be back.
He's gonna make a comeback. Say, what's up, motherfuckers?
When the sun shines again, I'm coming for them bitches. Don't worry. I will get my customers.
Shit, you do what you gotta do.
They'll see this art.
Real talk.
No, because it's just, I'm like, you know what? If you can do this right here, if other girls can do this, why can't I? And you know what? I'm trying to help them out. That's what I put on there. I'm like saying, you know what? Art. Yeah, because I'm like, you know what? I can help you out with your OnlyFans. You know, you might be a basic bitch with just an OnlyFans who just got a nice ass and that's it. You need to spice up the market, right? You need to spice it up because the market is so oversaturated. These down bad boys are getting elevated, and you need to bring them back. You need to tether onto them and yank them down to remind them where they belong. I'm just trying to help them see that. And they banned me, nigga. Like they banned me.
Oh man.
Man, I'm just trying to help them out.
That's crazy. That's hilarious, man.
That's it. I'm trying to take different avenues though. I'm kind of thinking about starting my own YouTube channel for art, but I need to plan that stuff out yet. Yeah, so
all different avenues. You gotta do what you gotta do, for sure.
Well, because the most important thing is I don't know much about business, but what I do know so far is that if you're successful at one thing, you need to try to expand that as much as possible and have multiple sources of income. Because if you don't, and that said product fails on you, if it's on a platform or wherever it fails, you need to have a backup plan. Because at any given time, YouTube can
and will falter.
Yeah. So you need to have a backup plan. Do not do what these rappers do, where they try to do rap doge because of the fact that they're not talented enough to sustain themselves for more than 20 years. Try to get easy money like that. Be smart about it. Be like Drake, but don't be like Drake. Be more like
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure Drake has had to do or sign a lot of things that we will never know about in our days.
I don't want to know that guy, honestly. If I ever come across him, I don't want to know his backstory. I'm afraid there are going to be children in his closet. I'm afraid he has a Millie Bobby Brown pillowcase or something like that in his closet.
Yeah, the worst part about that, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, because, I mean, the moral of the story is you just see it every day. Look, shit, Drake Bell even. Like, this nigga's a fucking weirdo. Nigga's a creep. You don't know these people. They show you the best sides of themselves. And I understand, there's two sides of people, but what you do in your fucking, what they call your shadow self or whatever, your other side, nigga, these niggas be wildin', bro. They are wild. You don't know. You really don't know these people. You don't. They show you the best aspects of them, and then you may buy into that, which you really shouldn't. And then you see the true colors, like what they actually be doing out there. It's crazy.
Honestly, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm just starting to rank them up as who's like worse. There's Kyle Massey, I feel like is one of the worst ones because of the fact that he groomed this chick when she was 4 years old. He knew this girl when she was 4 years old, and I don't even want to make a joke about it because it's just so disgusting. How this guy was just like he knew her since she was 4 and then started to text her when she was 13. That is disgusting.
Yeah, come on, nigga. What are you doing? It's just gross.
Yeah. Death penalty, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I think we literally covered everything.
One Piece chapter?
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I forgot. I wanted to ask you, man, does Robin have hockey? Or was that just coloring?
I think that was just coloring effect and shade because like pretty much when she used that ability it looked like she was basically like using her like entire body, but I don't know, it may be hockey. If it was, I would be fucking glad because like by them showing Sabo in the flashback it looked like he he taught her how to use hockey, but I hope it really is hockey because that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I thought this chapter was a great showcase of just I almost said Robin's ingenuity and just her will not to give up either. Like they all,
Right.
like all everyone on their crew, I believe, has that will where they just don't get put down. They keep going. And it's just cool, Black Maria's trying to talk shit on her and
Yeah,
like no
she
one
was
cares
just
about
trash
you.
talking her the entire time, man.
And I love how Brooke was like, "You should really shut the fuck up
Shut up.
because
Exactly.
you're starting to piss her off, and I would run if I were you."
And you know what I like about these like these new chapters they're showing with the showcase of the Straw Hats? It's showing you like the potential of where their abilities can go because right now they're pretty much developing their own version of Gear Fourth in a sense,
right,
where they haven't perfected it yet. Where in the future, I bet Robin is going to be able to use that ability unlimitedly, and
right,
with using it unlimitedly, she may like somehow add armament hockey to it, so she's not going to be taking as much damage as she was taking during this chapter because she was getting pummeled, bro.
She was like Black Maria was giving her the hands actually,
Yeah.
and so much so that even Black Maria herself, she said, "I do fancy myself a martial artist, and yeah, go ahead and take these fucking punches to your face."
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Giving her the hands, bro. Like,
I was like, shit. And
Robin was like, oh,
yeah, she was like holding her face. She said, oh shit. And I was like, oh, don't give up now. But yeah, I thought that fight was pretty good. I can't wait to see that animated because like, yeah, Black Maria was like literally throwing everything she had into that shit too.
She
like,
was.
She was just pulling all these moves out of her ass basically. I was like, damn, okay, she has poison fucking tips on her damn spider legs. Like, just shit is crazy. But yeah, Robin came in with the win. That new form.
It sucks that Robin doesn't fight the way Sabo and Koala fights because if she does, she would be so deadly. If she did actually fight the way they fight, like by throwing punches and using fishman karate the way they do.
Right.
Because can you imagine if she could do that? She can already do it, but like, if she actually fights the way they fight, where she uses her like gigantic hands and like using fishman karate. It's like a giant using fishman karate, bro.
Right. Which I think if I'm a betting man, I think that flashback is to open up maybe potentially that she will learn more fishman karate, maybe from Jinbei himself. That would be fucking sick, dude.
That would be sick.
She would
Jinbei is like the master of fishman karate, so
she would be a force to be reckoned with, especially if this happens to be like she just finally unlocked like fully how to control her hockey and shit.
Bro.
Oof. Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it, the Straw Hat crew is gonna be uber powerful after this arc, bro, because they got Jinbei, they got Yamato, possibly Jordan, Sanji, then Brooke, Robin. Like, bro, all of them are getting like an extra power. By the end of this arc, remember how we were talking about how we don't see how they're gonna beat the Blackbeard Pirates, but like
yeah,
the way this arc is
gap is closing. I'm not gonna lie.
It's closing up, man.
Yeah.
It is really closing up. Now like his crew is actually shaping up to be like a real pirate crew, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
After this arc, I think his crew can pretty much like one-on-one any Yonko in a fight, like go like 1v1 with Yonko commanders, in my opinion. So that's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They all just need to have hockey as well, so that's gonna be even better.
Exactly, and hopefully they do get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully, I'm hoping this was Robin's time where this is actually hockey, just because.
Right, I really want that to be hockey because the shading pretty much confirmed it looked like a full body armament. But we have seen what happens if you overuse a hockey in that format. You get exhausted, and that's what happened in this chapter. So I really hope that's actually hockey she was showcasing there.
Yeah, me too.
Because Brooke had to go and ask her if she was okay. She's like, I overdid it. So it's kind of reminds me of like her version of Gear 4th.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is actually armament hockey because she desperately, like, if anybody needs armament hockey to unlock it, she desperately need that because of the way her ability works, considering that she gets damage every time her
limbs get cut or like hurt or anything. Yeah, she does need it because that would eliminate a lot of like unnecessary damage that she would be taking.
It will.
Yeah. But
speaking of which,
Yeah, go on.
That caribou.
Yeah, no, you literally called it. You were right. Yep. Yeah. This dude literally
had a month worth of supplies of food in his swamp, bro.
I was just like, dude.
And like we were saying, like he's basically just doing this to make sure he survived this entire encounter.
Yep, because he's like self-preservation.
He's like, if you guys don't win this fight, you can basically fuck me because now I can't leave because I just gave you entire month worth of my food. I'm like, ready, man?
Caribou's that nigga's a slime ball, dude.
At least he's honest because, like, initially he was one of the characters that you guess what his motives are, but now we know how his character is, so we don't have to guess what he's trying to pull anyway. We know he's a shady character. He's just looking out for number one. Right. This guy, like we said, this guy's the guy who betrayed his brother, who came to rescue his ass, and he left his brother. The guy who came to rescue him, he left this motherfucker. So yeah. We already know whose caribou is looking out for number one.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's literally self-preservation. He'll flip on a dime's notice. Like, let's just say, hypothetically, Luffy died or something. He'd be like, "Oh, Kaido, I'm on your side, bro."
I got secrets for you, man.
Yeah.
You wanna know where an ancient weapon is? Brah, ring in your ears. I got shit to tell you.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, dude, I can't lie though. Caribou's a funny character. It's just funny to see him pop up in all these different places, and he's just.
Initially, I didn't like his character, but now he just becomes a good comic relief now because he just, yeah.
For real.
Him just showing up and doing stuff is just like laughable at this point.
Yeah, for real. But
because he's not a threat to Luffy or his crew anymore.
No, he's not. Like we said, when he was first introduced, had it been pre-time skip crew, they would have been fucked easily. Yep. Oh. But he just got unlucky with facing them after they had just came back from all that training they were doing. Like, nigga, you are not a threat at all, my boy. At all.
He really isn't.
Like, yeah. So.
And technically, he's not really a threat to anybody in the new world that actually who's a decent fighter and can use armament anyway.
Yep.
Because you already saw what happened when he tried to go and fight Beckham's. Beckham's war shot the shit out of his ass. Fucking fool. And Beckham's is not even one of the strongest fighters on Big Mom's crew anyway.
No, he's not.
Who can tell where he stands at?
Well, the last part of this chapter, which I thought was that shit actually made you go, oh shit, was the fact that Momonosuke
wants to age
himself up. Like that's crazy.
So that theory where he's gonna pretty much like create his own flame cloud to hold up Onigashima, and may actually be coming through pretty soon.
Right. Because his whole idea behind that is, I need to be a bigger dragon. If I'm going to take Luffy and do what I need to do, I can't be this small. Which Shinobu makes a good point. It's like, yeah, but if I do that, you're still going to be a kid. Like, it's...
Mentally, you're still going to be a kid. Only physically, you're going to age. But I guess, like, eventually, if they run across Bonnie, she could de-age him. But that's like 100 in a million chance of them running into Bonnie again anyway. So we'll see what happens. But at this point, I wonder even if she does age him up, can he actually be as big of a dragon as Kaido is? Because Kaido in normal size is still a really big fellow.
Yeah, dude, he's like fucking extra superhuman type shit.
Right. And even Odin wasn't as huge as wait, was Odin as big as Roger? I don't remember. Or was he bigger than Roger? Because I know he wasn't as big as Whitebeard.
I don't even think he was as big as Roger either. I think Roger was a bit bigger than him too.
Right. So I know he was the same size as Roger, or Roger was bigger than him. But either way, if Momonosuke is gonna be getting aged up, so he is probably gonna be aging up, looking a little bit like Odin when he in his older form. So I don't know if he's gonna be his dragon form is gonna be as big as Kaido though. But we'll see.
I don't think so. I think he'll probably be much bigger than he was originally, but to his size, like it'll be framed to his size, but it won't be as big as Kaido. There's no way.
Right. Kaido just big enough to take Luffy up there and have like big enough flame clouds to have shit happen where he can like wrestle control over the island
Yeah,
from Kaido.
I agree.
Because I think that is also going to shock Kaido though, because like it's already been made a point that he never ever transformed into a dragon in front of Kaido.
Right.
So the idea that he's gonna like another dragon is gonna show up in front of Kaido, that's gonna be some shit right there.
Yeah, that will definitely surprise Kaido. Be like, what the? Where did you get that fruit?
Right.
What in the world? And it's like it's completely based on that's the funniest part about it. It's like fruit. It's a failure fruit, but
right,
it's still powerful, you know.
Which is funny because even though I don't think that fruit is a failure, because Vegapunk, I think he just didn't want people researching that fruit like anymore than they have to, so he classified it as a failure.
True.
But I don't think that fruit is a failure at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. This was a great chapter, dude. It
really was. Like One Piece has been on the road, man, since like chapter 1000. It's been on the road. They haven't really have like a weak chapter at all, man. Yeah. Even like developing chapters to like transcend like transition to another scene. They're still pretty like awesome, and like yeah, it's just been on the road, man.
It has.
Although we were gonna be on a break next week though, so I don't know.
I was afraid you were gonna say that, but yeah, Oda, take your breaks, man, because I just can't wait to see what happens next. I can't wait. So much shit going.
Same.
You can't really, and it's like we keep saying, you can't really even predict anything. It's like we get little bits of information, and it's like, damn, that completely changed what we thought was gonna happen.
I'm not gonna lie, like it's been a while since I was like. Since I've been like this excited for like what's gonna happen next in One Piece, like the last time I felt like that was during not Fishman Island, but like during like not even Whole Cake Island, but like during the Marineford War, like at the end of Marineford War, where like there's just like a whole bunch of anticipation of where the world is gonna go next, like the world of One Piece is gonna go next.
Right.
So yeah, right now I'm in that same kind of mind state where I'm just excited for what's gonna be happening next in One Piece. Like One Piece is getting big, man.
It is. It's.
I mean, it's already been big, but like, yeah, it's just like out of this world now, man. It's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. Huge thing. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next, though. It's gonna be crazy. So many plot threads, so many things going on, so much shit still left to wrap up. It's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's everything. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Went over everything. Yeah, so I guess we could wrap it up. Episode 26. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, please like, share, comment, rate, subscribe. We really appreciate you, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
Later.